they could pull off the win tonight, would be their biggest win of the season.
Oh, without a doubt. And, they had a really tough start to the year, the girls did. A couple of games that were winnable there, and now we get back into the tougher competition. Orleans comes in 7-1 overall. They have won 5 in a row, and they are just a team that you have to deal with. And by team, I mean they have got all 5, at least, of the starters that you have to deal with in one way or another. They've got 3 of them basically averaging in double figures. The other 2 are close, so they can get scoring out of all 5 positions. Not only do you have to deal with the offense, but you also have to deal with the defense, which will be full court and right up in your face.
Rams will definitely have their hands full tonight as they welcome in the Lady Bulldogs. It is the first conference game of the year for the Paoli Lady Rams, while for Orleans, well, they are 1-0, as we mentioned, picked up that big win over Springs Valley on Tuesday night. As for the Bulldogs, they are in a stretch here where the next, they starting Tuesday night, 3 of their 4 games will be in conference on the road, so they really control their own destiny here in the month of December. Had a chance to talk with head coach Jared Gilbert of Orleans in his 9th season, picked up his 100th career win on Tuesday night. And we'll talk as well with Rams head basketball coach Donovan Cruz in his 5th year, 54-45 overall. You're listening to Rams basketball on Mix 95.3.
Are you looking to make an impact in Orange County? The Orange County Community Foundation is here to help you do just that. For over 20 years, OCCF has been supporting our local community, empowering nonprofits, and driving a positive change through generous contributions from people just like you. And now we have an incredible matching opportunity that only lasts a limited time. When you contribute to our Share the Love of Orange County Unrestricted Fund or any of our unrestricted funds, your gift will be matched 2-to-1. That means for every $1 you give, the Lilly Endowment will match it with 2 more, tripling your impact. This matching opportunity won't last long. Contact us at 723-4150 or visit our website at occf-in.org for more information. Your contribution today will support vital Orange County programs and services for years to come. Join us in building a better community together and build a stronger, more vibrant Orange County. Orange County Community Foundation, where your passion meets our purpose.
Cave Quarries Incorporated and Calicar.
We continue with the Team OC pregame report. His team on the road tonight to take on the Rams in an important TLAC matchup for both squads. And before we get into tonight's game, Coach coming in riding a nice 5-game winning streak.
Yeah, we've been playing pretty well. We had a game back. We dropped to Du Bois where we didn't feel like we played, real well. We missed some shots that we normally make, and it was just a rough night. One of those nights where the ball just wasn't going in the basket. Our defense wasn't quite as good as it has been, and so we dropped one. But since then, I think we've made some corrections with our offense where we're moving the ball better than we were that night. We're taking good shots, going kind of inside out a little more than just settling maybe for the outside shot, or maybe the first decent look where we're getting maybe a little better look by making that extra pass. And our defense has been pretty consistent where we've been able to turn teams over, really create some offense from our defense, which has been, I think, a key the last couple of years for us, and definitely is this year. And that's been going pretty well for us. And so, yeah, overall, we've been playing pretty good basketball during this win streak. It really kind of hang our hats on our defense, and when our offense is clicking, we can be pretty good.
Well, Coach, you got a veteran team back from last year, so you're probably not surprised where you stand now.
No, we had pretty high expectations coming in. We set our goals really high. We came up a little bit short of sectional last year, so that it kind of had that bad taste in our mouth from that. And we definitely were looking forward to getting the season started, and our girls were really good. Worked hard to get back to hopefully where we were last year and have another opportunity. And one of the goals obviously is to do well in conference and try to win that. And so that's our first goal. And we took care of business the other night, and another big step here tonight.
You're coming off a big win on the road.
Yeah, we played really well. Went down to Valley, who hadn't beaten in I think it was 3 years. They kind of had our number, and so our girls were excited about going down there and getting the conference season started. And we got started on the right note. We shot the ball extremely well, which always helps kind of ease that nerves a little bit. But our defense, was able to turn them over, and that led to a lot of fast break points, easy points, and we continued the second half. We really didn't have a let up the entire game. So overall, it was probably our most complete game, which is really kind of what we wanted to do. With as many conference games as we have coming up, we felt like it was really important to get off to a good start, and we were able to do that.
Jared, if you would tell us a bit about this team offensively, defensively, what are you trying to do out on the court?
Well, it really starts with our defense. Callie is, someone that's on our press that really creates havoc for the other team. She's very good at getting deflections, at taking away some passes that they want to make on our full court, and in the half court, we'll continue trapping a lot. And so it kind of starts with her, but we have a lot of players that are really good at reacting and anticipating that pass, and a girl like Adrian Abel, who's averaging about 5 or 6 steals a game, she does a really good job of just attacking that basketball and going and finding it. And then, Miley and Cam, there's, 3 girls that have started. This is their 4th year starting. Callie's her 3rd year starting. And Chelsea, her 2nd year starting. So they played a lot of basketball together, and they just kind of know what each other's going to do, and they read on that press. So that's kind of where it starts. Offensively, we like to attack inside. We like to get Chelsea and Callie going, and then that usually opens up things for our outside shooters. And Cam, Adrian, and Miley are all very capable, and Callie's kind of extended her range this year and become a really nice three-point shooter as well, and Chelsea's capable. So we got usually 5 people on the floor that can knock it down from the outside. So we feel like, you can't really key on one person. It's a team, and then we got some player like Savannah Russell coming off the bench. It's really been a huge plus for us with her energy and rebounding, and Brenna and Izzy, they've all came in and done a nice job for us this year.
Were you moving up and down?
We like to get up and down the floor. We definitely like to play fast. We want to get to rebound and go. We feel like 5 players on the floor that whoever gets that rebound can start that break and get out and run, and that's where we feel like we're at our best. And we really emphasize, we want to play fast but not in a hurry. And for the most part, we've done a nice job of that. And anytime we can score and get in our press, we feel like we're at definitely at an advantage there.
What about your matchup with Paoli tonight?
Paoli's a team that has a lot of kids, not a lot of size, but they got a lot of kids out there that can shoot the ball well. We got to definitely guard them. If we're going to trap, we got to be able to recover if we don't get a steal, find their shooters, and I think really they start with Jericho Hopper. I think we got to really contain her. One of the big emphasis, talking yesterday at practice was making sure that she doesn't play harder than our girls, because she does play extremely hard and she gets a lot done, and so she's definitely a worry, and then their shooters, of course. But we feel like they'll probably try to pack it in on us and make us shoot some outside shots, and we don't want to settle for that. So maybe a battle of wills to see which one wins that part. But they're definitely capable. They're coming off a big win against Salem, so I know they'll be hungry to get after it here in conference play.
And we've talked about a coach, a big conference showdown.
Yeah, we mentioned the other night, you can't go 6-0 if you don't win the first one, and it's same way tonight. You can't win unless you win the second one. You can't go 6-0, and our goal is to try to win every one of them. The more you can win, obviously, the better chance you have at winning a conference, and especially these on the road here. Our first 3 just happened to be on the road, and our last 3 at home. So anyone you can get on the road's big. So tough place to play, but we'll come in and give it our best shot.
Line up for your ball club tonight.
We'll start Adrian Abel and Cambry Klein at guards, and then we really have 3 forwards. We got Miley Knight, Callie Alston, and Chelsea Rao.
And then off the bench?
Well, Savannah will usually be the first one, her and Brenda DeWeese, and then Izzy Rutherford, and then we got Alyssa Hall and a couple of JV players that could play some, Hallie Wolf, Elizabeth Mahan, and then Emma's out tonight.
I was going to say, everybody healthy, ready to go, but sickness has caught one of you.
Yeah, Emma Rutherford, she'll be out for the JV, and someone that's played some varsity as well. So she won't be with us tonight, but hopefully some other girls can step up and fill in for her.
Coach Gilbert, as always, thank you for the time and the talk. You and your ball club have a good game tonight.
All right, we appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Hey, Coach Jared Gilbert of Orleans, stay tuned. You're listening to Lady Rams basketball on Mix 95.3.
Cave Quarries Incorporated and Calcar Quarries, dealers of agricultural lime, crushed stone, sand, hot and mix asphalt materials, and asphalt paving, invite you to visit one of their 2 locations. Cave Quarries, located 3 miles west of Paoli on State Road 56, and Calcar Quarries, located 2 miles east of Paoli on Highway 150. Phone 936-4923 for Cave Quarries Incorporated and 723-2109 for Calcar Quarries. Services you can count on. Quality guaranteed.
Your high-end electronics and gadgets are only as good as your internet service provider. Stop the frustration of slow and unreliable internet service with a call to Orange County Fiber. Call Orange County Fiber and check out their brand new fiber packages that include lightning-fast upload and download speeds for households that stream, game, and surf the internet. Call Orange County Fiber and see the difference fiber can make in your daily life or your business operation. Phone OC Fiber at 812-865-2229. Orange County Fiber, bringing high-speed internet to your community.
The Team OC pregame show continues. Head coach Donovan Cruz of Paoli joins us now. Rams at home in this matchup in conference play with the Orleans Lady Bulldogs. We'll talk about that game in just a few minutes. My goodness, Coach, it's been a week, and it seems like it's been a week since we've talked. Good news, though, we talked about a win the last time that we got together.
Yeah, you're right. It does seem like it's been forever, but it's kind of nice. It's nice to have a few days to actually prepare for a team and give them a day off there in the middle and all that kind of stuff. But, yeah, it's been a while, but we had a good win against Salem and shot the ball pretty decent and come out and did what we had to do. Our backs were kind of against the wall from the get-go with the injuries and the sicknesses that we had. We had to put some kids in some very unfamiliar positions for them, but we made do with what we had, and the kids really did a nice job. I mean, a lot of credit goes to the girls on paying attention, scouting report, and doing a nice job of paying attention and practice their new spots and the new things that we were doing for Salem. So, yeah, the kids deserve a lot of credit because they did a really nice job and come out with a win, and that's what we needed. Got 2 in a row there.
Coach, besides recovery and getting more healthier, what was the primary focus on this extended layup that you got a chance to work with your team?
Working a lot on our defense for sure. You know, Orleans is loaded. They're a high-powered, experienced team. So we got to, make sure our defense is shored up. That, and then, we put in a few new plays that basically just kind of sharpening what we've been doing and working a lot on shooting. Since we've really started focusing a lot on shooting, I think it's shown. We've hit a lot of shots. I think we hit 7 threes against Salem, which was pretty good for us, and a lot of teams would take that and run with it. So a lot of shooting and, mainly defense for sure.
What about this team in Orleans that you faced tonight?
Well, they're a very good team. I mean, basically the same team as they had last year. They got beat in the sectional finals last year, and I'm not sure how many games they won last year, but probably 18 or 20, somewhere around that mark. They're going to start 4 seniors and a sophomore. They're going to it's the same exact starting 5 as what they had from our game on the rest of the year from last year. So 14, 15 games, this was their starting 5 from last year, and they're going to bring 3 seniors off the bench. So they're very, very very experienced. They got some really nice pieces. The Ralph girls, the only underclassmen that they're going to play, at least quality minutes. They got the Alston, who is very highly regarded and very good at going to her left, a really good athlete, can run like a deer. I mean, she's a good athlete. They got a good point guard in Abel, who's ran the point for a long time. Again, a lot of experience. They got Miley in there, who is really a good bean-bang type of player, gets a lot of scrap points, that type of thing. And the Klein girl has really been shooting the ball really well for them. I think she shoots about 38% from the three-point line. So we're going to have our hands full. They got a lot of weapons. It's going to be hard to key on just one individual, so we got to really pay attention to all of them. We'll try to take a few of them out of the game and see how the rest of them handle it. But, sometimes a team like this with that much experience, sometimes you got to pick your poison and hope it works out for you, and that's kind of what we're going to have to do tonight.
Team, you'll man coach, or you have to zone it?
We'll probably do a little bit of everything, honestly. At some point, we'll have to try to figure out what we think is going to work best for us. So we'll probably mix it up a little bit. Man, some of the lineups that they have, I think we can play man, but some of them not so much. I think they're a little bit more athletic with certain lineups. So those are the ones we'll have to play zone, and just make sure we get out on the shooters.
Coach, a good team that's playing well.
Yeah, they are. They're playing really well. I've seen them play live twice, seen them on film a couple other times. They're like I say, they're well coached. Coach Gilbert's a really good friend of mine. Does a really nice job with them. He has for a long time. He's kind of built this group for really last year and this year. I mean, this is kind of their 2 years that they've been kind of had a mark beside. But they've been playing really well. I've seen them at Bar Reeve, got a really good win there on the road. Bar Reeve gave them all they could handle. They never panicked. They always found a way, and they always had an answer. Then we were able to watch them play Val the other night, and they played, it was kind of a little bit of twofold, but Orleans played really well. They hit a lot of shots, did a lot of good things. So we're definitely hitting them at kind of the wrong time for us, because of the way they're playing. But it is what it is, It's another team with a number beside their name, number 6 in the state, I think. So I think this will make a 6 out of our first 9 opponents have been ranked. But so we're kind of getting used to that, and we're kind of used to having to bring our A game every night, which is fine because, when you get tournament time, you can't have an off night. You got to bring your A game every night. So it's preparedness for the tournament, and at the end of the day, that's kind of what we're looking forward to.
Donovan, break it down offensively, defensively. What does your team have to do to win tonight?
Offensively, we got to handle their press. They have a really nice 1-2-1-1 press, and then they fall back in a 1-2-2 that has given a lot of teams fit. So we got to handle that pressure. Bar Reeve was able to do that, and it made them completely change their game plan. So that's what we got to do on the offensive end. Defensively, we got to make sure we get out on the shooters. Abel hit 4 the other night. She'd hit 2 all year, and then she hit 4 the other night. So that's another concern for us that we really wasn't expecting. Klein has been shooting it really well all year long. They got some, the Ralph kid. It's just really all around. We're going to have to kind of pick our poison, but we got to make sure we contain the dribble penetration because that's how they're getting some of their kick-out threes. And then when the shot goes up, we got to make sure we rebound. Bar Reeve, watching it, I watched it again today on tape, and I'm sure Coach Higgins is really, kicking herself because they had a lot of good stops, but they gave up offensive rebounds, and then Orleans hit a 3 or got an and 1 or something like that, and that kind of was the difference in the game, really, after I watched it again. So we got to make sure we limit that, on the defensive end after we get a stop.
Well, we waited a while, Coach. Finally, our first conference game.
Yeah. Our schedule's kind of weird the way it's back end heavy on the conference games, but that's okay. We get some warm-up games, so to speak, for the games that mean a little bit more than the rest. But, yeah, first conference game, and I told the girls, that Orleans is going to be the favorite, for sure. They have to be, and I don't know why they wouldn't be. So, if you can knock them off right off the bat, you definitely can make things interesting and put yourself in the driver's seat. So we're going to see what we can do tonight. We got a decent game plan, I think. I think the kids are focused. We've had some good practices, so we'll see what we got.
Line up your team tonight.
Well, we got everybody healthy that we're going to get for the rest of the year. So we're going back with Addie Payton, Kaylin Hannon at guards. Then a forward is going to be Avery Cruz, Jericho Hopper, and then Lily Hall.
And then off the bench?
Off the bench, we'll have Jay Walker. We'll have we'll have Sunday Asbell. We'll have Jada Smith, and then we'll kind of see how things go from there.
I was going to say, last time we came around, Terriana had a nice game for you.
Terriana, I forgot to mention her. She had a really good game. I think she had 7 points, maybe 6 or 7 points. She's had a really good week of practice. So Terriana will probably actually be the first one off the bench. Just had a good week from her, just kind of built on last Thursday. So which was really good to see because we're kind of needing that. We're needing to see who's going to be the next one to step up after that starting 5. And, who knows? I mean, she keeps playing like she has. We might give her another start here or there. But, Terriana as well.
Coach Cruz, as always, thank you for the time and the talk. You and your ball club have a good game tonight.
All right, thanks. I appreciate it.
Head Coach Donovan Cruz of Paoli. Stay tuned. You're listening to Lady Rams basketball on Mix 95.3.
Cool motorcycle. How'd you afford it?
I got a home equity line of credit from Hoosier Hills Credit Union.
That's cool. Why a motorcycle?
I had a sign at work.
And now if you turn to page 3 on your binders, you'll see that.
Fund your adventures with a home equity line of credit from Hoosier Hills Credit Union. Remodel your home, go on an epic vacation, or get the boat, RV, jet ski, or motorcycle of your dreams. Apply at any Hoosier Hills Service Center. Subject to credit approval. Terms and conditions are subject to change. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 408510.
As we continue with the Team OC pregame, Team OC expanding possibilities one child at a time. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups. Brought to you by the Super Burger Restaurant, home of the best-dressed burger in town on West Main Street in Paoli. For the visiting Orleans Lady Bulldogs tonight at forward number 14, Callie Alston, 5'11" and a junior, averaging 14.4. She's joined up front by number 20, Miley Knight, 5'8" and a senior, averaging 7.1. Three-guard lineup, number 35, Chelsea Ralph, 5'8" and a sophomore, averaging 9.5. Number 10 is Adrian Abel, 5'6" and a senior, 9.4. And number 31, Cambry Klein, 5'5" and a senior, averaging 6 points per ball game. The Dogs scored at 53.5, give up 26.1, hit 42% from two-point range, 28% behind the arc, and at the free throw line, 57% for head coach Jared Gilbert. The Lady Dogs come in number 5 in the Class A poll this week, 7-1 and 1-0 in conference play. For the homestanding Paoli Rams at forward, number 10, Avery Cruz, 5'4" and a senior, averaging 3 points a game. Number 20 is Jericho Hopper, 5'8" and a senior, averaging 10.7. Three-guard lineup, number 3, Kaylin Hannon, 5'4" and a freshman, 4.8. Number 5 is Addie Payton, 5'5" and a sophomore, 1 point. And number 12, Lily Hall, 5'4" and a senior, 5.6. Rams scored at 31 a game, give up 41.4. At 31% from two-point range, 21% behind the arc, 60% at the line. For head coach Donovan Cruz, the Rams are 2-6, and this is their first conference game. Our lineups have been brought to you by the Super Burger Restaurant, home of the best-dressed burger in town. And to take us through tonight's game between East County and conference rivals is Bert Pedigo.
All right, Jericho Hopper, she will step to the center court circle along with Callie Alston. Alston, 5'11", a junior, and she controls the tip easily in the backcourt, and Orleans will get the first crack at the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard. Out front, Klein has it. Paoli is set in their zone defense. It's a 2-3. Klein works it over to Abel. She's on the right side, high post. There's a shot up and in by Chelsea Ralph, her first two of the night for either team, and Paoli now faces the full court pressure. It's a 1-2-1. And in backcourt, Hall with it. Jericho. She's got it forward to Hannon off her fingertips, though, and it's taken away. Turnover number 1 against Paoli. As in backcourt, Abel comes up with that loose basketball. Now Klein's got it. Left side, 3 on the way is no good. Hopper, the rebound for Paoli. She'll bring it forward herself to the midcourt stripe down the left sideline. Now back to the middle of the court to Cruz. Cruz gets it to Peyton in the corner. Double team, down low. Tried to get it to Hopper. She never really got a good handle on it. It went out of bounds off of her leg, and that's 2 turnovers already against Paoli.
And what that press has done just in those first 2 possessions, it has sped Paoli up, particularly on the offensive end. Once they get it across the 10-second line, they just got to slow down, pull it back, and run their stuff.
Left side, there in the corner with it is Knight. Into Ralph in the lane. Close in shot, no good. Alston, the rebound. Shuffles it off tonight. Back to Alston. Baseline jumper, short, no good. Hopper, the rebound for Paoli. Hopper, long pass ahead. It's going to be intercepted and taken away. 3 turnovers against Paoli as Abel comes in with the steal. She drives it into front court. Knight has it now in the lane. They get it to Ralph at the free throw line. Left side, Abel, open, 3, over the backboard, and no good as it took that high kick off the rim.
Rams in that 2-3, and they're really packing it in down low. They're going to force the Dogs to hit outside shots. Coach Cruz said they could switch up some defense, but as long as they're not hitting from the outside, they'll probably stay in that 2-3.
Steal in backcourt. Ball got loose and knocked out of bounds by Paoli. The save an easy, too, but that was another turnover against the Lady Rams.
All these turnovers, Rams are fortunate they're only down 2-0.
6:15 to go in the first quarter. Orleans, 2-point lead and the basketball. Klein driving in, got into the lane and put it up and in. Her first 2 of the night. And Orleans out to a 4-0 lead. Paoli, possession of the basketball. Hopper across the timeline. She's going to go to the bucket. Her shot up is blocked out of bounds. Good help defense as Ralph came over to knock that one away.
Jericho just was going downhill all the way across the 10-second line and decided her best offensive advantage would be go to the rim.
Hannon brings it in a corner to Hall. Open for a 3 that's too hard. No good. Klein, the rebound for Orleans. She will bring it forward herself up the right sideline. Now on the baseline, passes to Ralph. Ralph is double-teamed, and the ball taken away as Hannon comes up with it. That's the first turnover of the night against Orleans. Paoli quickly to the offensive end. Hopper has it. She backs it out with the dribble as they work on that 1-2-2 zone defense in the half court. Hannon works to the right side, lost her dribble for a second, gets it now to Hopper, over to Peyton, out to Cruz. Cruz to Hannon, fired down low in the lane to Hopper, one-on-one, shot up, no good. They got her isolated. The shot would not fall, and the rebound, Ralph has it for Orleans. Quickly into front court, Klein driving in. Running jumper on the way is no good, and the rebound controlled by Paoli. Hannon's got it, and as she got to midcourt, she was bumped and fouled, and that will leave it in the possession of Paoli. 2 Orleans girls were there.
Foul goes on number 10, Adrian Abel. That'll be her first team foul, number 1. In the Rams, they've done a really good job of kind of getting it into the spots where they need it to beat this press, but they just, for some reason, end up throwing it away to a defender that quickly slides into a passing lane.
Paoli bring it inbounds to Hannon, and she will work it from the point against that 1-2-2. She's double-teamed, gets it to Hopper. Hopper double-teamed, shuttled it away, and it was wide of the target. That was Hall in the corner, and that's 5 turnovers now against Paoli.
Well, it's just the good quick hands of that Orleans defense that made Hopper not handle the ball cleanly, got it on her hip, and she knew if she didn't do something with it, she'd be called for a travel.
Orleans to the offensive end. Klein has got it, ball overhead, gets it to Ralph. She is left of the key. Down in the lane to Klein. She lost it on the way up, and Hall comes away with that loose basketball. Paoli runs the other way. Hopper over to Hannon. In the corner to Cruz, looking in the lane, got it to Hopper, fakes, shot up, and good. Took a couple of bounces before it fell. She's got her first 2, and it's now a 4-2 Orleans lead with 4:20 to go in the first quarter of play. Out front, Abel has it, works to the right side to Knight, skip it left side to Klein, back to Abel at the top. They work around the outside of that Paoli 2-3. Now Knight open for a 3, right side is up and good. She's got her first 3. Just left alone, so she put it up and in, and Orleans now has 5-point lead, and they're going to get the ball back as the pass from Hall to Hopper was wide of the target, and that's turnover number 6 against Paoli.
Well, the thing most frustrating was the Rams have had a week off. They knew what they were going to see tonight, and they just can't get it executed on their zone offense here tonight. But again, you know, you can't simulate what you see out here with the length and the quickness that Orleans puts on the floor.
Substitution for Orleans. Savannah Russell will see her first action of the night as Ralph goes to the Orleans bench. Russell has it on the far side. Out to Alston, left side 3, around and out, no good, but Russell right underneath. Offensive boards for the easy 2. She's got her first points, and it's now a 7-point Orleans lead at 9-2. Paoli in backcourt. Hopper has it. Hopper forward to Hannon. Hannon works it down the right side. Her pass back out front. Intercepted, taken away, and now Orleans is going to throw it right back. Cruz has the loose basketball for Paoli. She's going to be double-teamed, knocked to the floor, and after the exchange of turnovers, the jump ball is called.
Give Orleans credit. They really got back quickly after they had that turnover, and that kept them from allowing Cruz to have a free pass to the basket. And by that time, that secondary defense got in there to tie her up.
9-2 Orleans up. Paoli possession of the basketball. Cruz shot in the lane is blocked by Russell, and she pulls that rebound out of the air. Get it forward to Knight, over to Alston, right back to Knight, driving down, kicks it back out front. Now Russell has it. She's on the left wing. Back out front. She'll pass to Abel, and now Paoli is set in that 2-3 half-court defense. Just under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Orleans the lead and the basketball. Russell has got it. Skip it over to Knight. Another 3 on the way is no good. Rebound loose. It's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Orleans.
Rams, again, they've got to make sure they block out. Offensive rebounding's already cost them 1 basket here tonight. But even with this ball out of bounds, the stop the clock allows the Dogs to set up this full-court pressure.
Get it into Hopper. Right back to Hall. Hall, couple of bounces. Now she's used up the dribble over to Cruz. 10 count on. Ball got loose in backcourt. Cruz came back up with it. Now she's used up her dribble, and her pass is taken away. Abel drives in, scoops it up. No good. Ball kicks out of bounds, and that will belong to Orleans.
Rams are being outshot here by a margin of 12-4 here in this quarter, and we've still got over 2.5 minutes to go.
Abel gets it into Klein, right underneath to Russell. Close-in shot, no good, off the glass, and the rebound loose in the lane. Looked like Hopper was going to get it. Her teammates went away from her, and by the time she got to it, there was one of the Orleans girls there with her, and they tie her up for a jump ball.
And that'll be a turnover because the alternating possession will give it back to the Bulldogs.
Left side, or to the right side of the bucket, Abel brings it into Russell, out to Alston in the corner. Abel back to Alston. They look down low for Russell. She's used up her dribble already. Back to Alston quickly. Left side, Klein, three, spins out on her. No good. And Hopper comes down with the rebound, and as she does, she is grabbed and fouled.
Foul is going to be on the Bulldogs. I believe it's going to be on 14. That'll be Callie Alston. That'll be her first, team foul number 2. To give the Dogs credit, they are very aggressive about going to that offensive glass, knowing that they've got a height advantage, and they are trying to get some easy baskets on second chance opportunities.
2:11 left in the first quarter as Paoli has it in the backcourt. Ball deflected. They came back up with it. Now Hall in the scramble situation as Abel gets after the basketball. It goes out of bounds, and they say last touch by Hall. And that's already 10 turnovers against Paoli.
Now, we've seen some teams press the Rams, but nobody like this aggressive in the full court have the Rams faced this year.
Abel in front court with it. Gets it over to Klein. Back to Abel tonight. She's on the right side. Looks for the cutters. Nobody open, and she goes over to Abel instead. Abel back out tonight. Again, thought about that three. She's knocked one down already tonight. Her pass deflected. It's taken away, but Orleans recovers. Walker in there scrambling for it. She knocked it free. Hannon comes up with it for Paoli, and Paoli gets the turnover finally. Down on the baseline, Hall open for a short jumper that is up and good. Lily Hall with her first two, and it's a 9-4 ball game in favor of Orleans with a minute 20 and counting in the first quarter. Left side, Klein with it over to Knight. She's open. Three is good. Just stepped right up, knocked it down. She's got two of those, 6 points total. And it's a 12-4 ball game in favor of Orleans. Paoli possession of the basketball, still in backcourt with it, facing that full court pressure. 10 count on. Hall has used up her dribble, needs some help, and finally into front court to Hannon right at that 10-second count. Her shot up off the left side is no good, and I thought somebody blocked it. No indication from the out official. The underneath, though, had the call.
Looks as though she might have got raked across the arm that time. That's why it was so far off the mark. Substitution checking in for the Orleans Bulldogs will be number 40, Izzy Rutherford. Her first action as Alston will take his seat on the bench.
53 seconds left in the first quarter. Paoli down 12-4. There's a Peyton three left side. It's no good. And Orleans comes down with the rebound. Knight has it. She will bring it across the timeline. See if Orleans wants to hold for the last shot of the quarter with just 40 seconds left in the first. 12-4 is your score. Orleans on top, and they've got the basketball. Klein on the left wing, back out front to Abel. She takes a look up at the clock at 30 seconds, puts the ball on her hip as Paoli sets in their 2-3 zone defense, and they will not come out to put any pressure on, as Abel will continue to hold it right at the center court circle, down to 15 seconds now in the quarter. And now Orleans starts the offense. Klein with it. Angles right. Comes back left with the pass to Knight. She's open for a three. It's off the mark. No good. Hannon has the rebound. Still 5 seconds in the quarter. Hannon into front court with two. Out to Hopper. She'll launch a three. That is good at the buzzer. She's got five. Paoli's within five at 12-7. You're listening to Lady Rams basketball on Mix 95.3.
Looking to make a difference? Team OC's Youth Mentoring Program is here to help kids in Orange County reach their full potential. Our mission to expand child's possibilities through a community-wide mentoring program for kids 7 to 17. We provide support, guidance, and a caring adult to lean on. You can be a part of their journey. Become a mentor or make a donation. Join us at 262 West Court Street, Paoli, or visit teamocmentoring.org. Questions? Call Executive Director Priscilla Woodrum at 812-653-0288. Team OC, expanding possibilities one child at a time.
Satisfy your cravings with KFC's world-famous fried chicken. What began from a humble service station in Corbin, Kentucky now includes over 24,000 KFC outlets in more than 145 countries and territories around the world. It's real meals made the hard way. Now you can enjoy their world-famous fried chicken in a variety of ways, from buckets to meal deals, sides, and desserts. Stop by the KFC at 925 North Gospel Street in Paoli. It's finger-licking good.
Well, one quarter in the books, and not the best of quarters for Paoli, but they're still only down by 5 at 12-7 as we begin or get ready to begin second quarter action. Time for a shout-out. Shout-out to Maddie Vernon tonight. Had her surgery on the knee. What we're hearing is very good, very positive results. One of those nights where we sure could use her out there with her shooting and her defense. Maddie, best of luck with the recovery. Hope to see you back here soon.
Yes, a speedy one for sure. We're thinking of you.
All right, ready for second quarter action. Paoli starts with possession of the basketball. Nearly lost it, but Cruz saves it. And now she's got it on the baseline. Drives in, tried to put a shot up as she was double-teamed, was bumped and fouled, and looks like she's going to get a chance at the free throw line.
Looks like this one's going to be whistled on Savannah Russell, number 22. And that will be her first and team foul number 1 of the quarter and our first free throws of the night.
Avery Cruz to shoot them. First one on the way is up and good. Got her first point of the night. Let's see, Avery, 5'4" senior, shooting 60% from the free throw line on the year.
Rams need these points. They're going to be tough to score against this good defensive team from Orleans.
Second one no good and should have been a late violation tonight. She got herself a little bit off balance leaning in and put a foot across the line. They'll explain it to her, and she says, yeah, I understand.
All right, Avery, you got 3 to make 2, girl.
Yep, old ABA rule. We've seen it a few times this year. Second one up and good. Made them pay for it. And Paoli on Cruz's second point of the night is now back within 3 at 12-9.
And you would think they'd be down by 15.
Yes, with as many turnovers as they have had, but Orleans not getting rid of them. Down low, Orleans gets it to Russell. Back in the corner to Abel. Her pass, it's going to go into backcourt, and Knight will touch it up down there finally, and it'll be an over and back violation. Turnover against Orleans. That is their 5th of the night.
Rams in the first quarter, 2 out of 5 from 2-point range, 40%, 1 out of 3 behind the arc for 33%. Orleans was 3 out of 7 inside the arc, 43%, and 2 out of 8 from 3-point land for 25%.
Hannon out of bounds, has it, slaps it, finally gets it into Hopper. Right back to Hannon, right corner, 3 on the way is good. Another 3 for Paoli, and all of a sudden we are tied at 12. It was a 5-point ball game after the first quarter. We'd not even played a minute of the second before Paoli comes back to tie it up. Skip it left side. Klein has it for Orleans. Drives in, out to Knight. 3 on the way is good. And she's knocked down 3 of those tonight, and she has 9 points. She came in averaging 7, so she has bettered that by a couple. 6:50 to go in the first half. Orleans up 15-12. Paoli's got the basketball. They get it high post to Hopper. Spins to the lane, passes out to Peyton. Peyton's left-hand jumper is no good. Hopper saves it in bounds, though, to Cruz. Her pass, though, is going to be picked off by Abel. The two teams exchanging the possession right there. Into front court, Knight with it. She skips it over to Abel. Abel, hop, skip, and a jump. And did she travel? Yes, she did. Turnover number 6 against Orleans.
Well, one thing that you could tell when Orleans came back out on the court, Callie Alston was not there. What a difference that makes at the top of their defense, both in the press and in the half court. With her length and athletic ability, now she has returned, and that means things are going to ramp up just a bit.
Marquette in backcourt with it for Paoli. Splits the double team. Her pass deflected. Russell comes up with the loose basketball. Over to Abel. Open. 3 is good. Give these girls an opening, and they are going to knock down some shots. Abel gets her first 3 of the night. And just that quick, after Paoli had tied it up, Orleans gets out to a 6-point lead now. 6 minutes to go in the first half. Into front court, Hannon with it. Hannon bounces over to Peyton, out to Hall. She's open for 3. That's no good, too hard. Hannon, the rebound, lost it. Burkhead got it back and put it up and in. Tariana Burkhead with her first 2, and it's an 18-14 ball game now in favor of Orleans. Orleans, possession of the basketball. Russell skips it left side. Jumper on the way by Rutherford is no good. And the rebound controlled underneath by Orleans. Russell with it. Out to Rutherford. She's open. Thought about pulling the trigger, but did not. She gets it instead to Alston. Alston to Ralph in the corner. Fakes 3. Drives in. Got to the bucket. Put it up. No good. But a whistle and a foul, and she will go to the free throw line.
Tariana Burkhead is going to be called for this one. She's just coming over with help defense. That'll be her first team foul, number 1. And that'll put Chelsea Ralph to the line. She's got a basket for 2 points so far in this game.
Ralph's free throw is up and no good. Just a 50% free throw shooter on the year. If there's anything that she doesn't do well, that might just be the one thing. As just a sophomore, averaging nearly 10 points per game. Ralph ready for the second. Free throw up and good. So she got 1 of 2. She's got 3 points. And it's back to a 5-point Orleans lead at 19-14 with 5:15 and counting in the first half of play. Cruz across the timeline for Paoli. She's going to drive in, got into the lane, and was tied up as she got a funny bounce off of the dribble, and Orleans took advantage by tying her up.
Orleans really does a nice job of putting double teams on players, forcing them to pick up their dribble, and then not giving them an outlet to look for a teammate. And that has really created a lot of turnovers for the Rams so far here tonight.
Orleans to the offensive end. Paoli, they've switched things up defensively. Orleans gets it to Ralph in the lane. Her shot is no good, left it short. Russell, though, comes down with the rebound and a second chance for Orleans. Lob it to Ralph on the low block. Close in shot. Spun off on her. No good. But Alston, another chance, and she got it up and in. Alston with her first 2. And Orleans now a 7-point lead at 21-14. Quickly into front court. Is that going out of bounds? It is. Off of the hands of Cruz. She wasn't expecting that quick pass. And that's now 14 turnovers against Paoli.
9-2 run. That's what the Dogs are in the midst of right now. And kind of caught their attention whenever the Rams were able to tie up this game at 12. And they finally got their offense going, and now they're starting to click once again and get into some rhythm.
Orleans to the offensive end. Klein has it out front. Gets it to Alston. Alston over to Knight. She's open. 3, no good. That one looked good as soon as it left her hands, but it was off the mark, and now loose basketball. Paoli got the rebound. Knight comes up with it. She put her shot up in the lane, no good. And as Cruz came down with that rebound, she was tied up. The jump ball will favor Paoli.
Rams, again, a turnover in the backcourt, allowing Orleans to get a quick shot up. Unfortunately, they did not, but that allows this full-court pressure once again to be applied.
All right, Hannon brings it up the near side. Got into front court, didn't have numbers, so she backs it out. Now let's see what Orleans is doing defensively. They may be matching up somehow.
Right they brought man-to-man.
Yep, Cruz out front to Peyton. Peyton works to the right side to Burkhead. They'll look down low for Hopper. Got it to her. Ball off of a knee out of bounds. Last touch by Orleans. It'll stay with Paoli.
Still, though, that man-to-man defense, very leery of where number 20, Jericho Hopper, is at all times. When she touches the ball, if there's another defender close, they will flash a quick double team at her to make sure she gets the ball out of her hands.
Hannon, she'll bring it inbounds for Paoli. Lobs it in to the three-point line to Hopper. Knight with her defensively. That's a tough matchup either way. Hopper out to Hannon. 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. Paoli possession of the basketball, trailing by 7. Hannon has used up the dribble. Abel, strong defense. Get it over to Hopper. There's Peyton all alone underneath, and she will lay it up and in. Addie Peyton with her first 2, and it's a 21-16 score with 3:10 and counting in the first half of play. Paoli's down 5, and Orleans has the basketball. Knight, free throw line jumper on the way is no good. And that one, it's going to bounce and go out of bounds and give it over to Paoli.
That basket by Addie Peyton ended a nearly 2-minute drought for the Rams. Still, though, they're within contact here at 3:01, just down 5. If they can get a few more shots to fall here, just keep this pressure on Orleans, make them be in a ball game.
Hall has it in backcourt as she got the pass from Hannon. Hannon was double-teamed. Get it back over there to Burkhead, to Hopper, right side. Hall open, 3, good. Right on the mark. She's got 5, and it's back to a 2-point ball game at 21-19. 2:42 and counting in the first half. Knight skips it left side. There with it is Ralph. She'll try a 3 that's too hard, no good. Klein, the follow is no good. Ball bounces around. It's going out of bounds. Last touch by Orleans, and Paoli will get it.
A lot of bodies on the floor here. Both teams are going at it hard in this county and conference showdown, and Paoli holding their own here, once again making a little run like they did at the end of the first quarter.
Burkhead ahead to Hall. Hall back to Hannon. Now on the baseline to Cruz. Avery drives in, lost the handle on it. Nice pass over to Hopper to Burkhead in the lane. Scoop up, no good. Rebound, Ralph has it for Orleans. She'll bring it forward herself. Her pass intercepted as Hopper was waiting on that one. And that'll be 7 turnovers now against Orleans. Hopper still with the dribble, gets it over to Cruz. Cruz puts down a couple of bounces, gets away from a double team, passes over to Hannon. Hannon, ball overhead, and she's in trouble. It got knocked away. Cruz came up with it, tried to save it, but Knight comes up with the loose basketball for Orleans. Now to Ralph. Ralph skips it, way over the intended target, and Santa Claus with the reception right in front of the Paoli band.
Well, Santa Claus in the right colors for Orleans. He's in red tonight, so maybe she thought that was a teammate, even though they're in their road red and black tonight.
A bearded teammate.
Yeah. All right.
Minute 46 left in the first half.
Rams a chance again to tie it up, maybe get a lead, but 3 here for the first time tonight.
All right, got possession of it, but they're going to face that full court pressure.
Picked up that dribble.
Yeah, can't do that. Hannon in backcourt gets it ahead to Peyton, right side to Cruz. Cruz, she's going to be double teamed, split it, got it to Hannon. She will back it out with the dribble, and now she's going to be double teamed right at the midcourt stripe. And I think Coach Donovan Cruz got a timeout before the jump ball was going to be called. He does. Minute 27 to go in the first half. Paoli's up, or down 21-19. You're listening to Lady Rams basketball on Mix 95.3.
This is Craig Boosie, president of Springs Valley Bank and Trust Company. As we come to the close of another remarkable year, we want to thank our customers and communities for their ongoing support. At Springs Valley, we're committed to helping our neighbors achieve their financial goals, from growing local businesses or strengthening our community. Your trust in our dedicated team of community bankers is what drives us every day. Thank you for choosing Springs Valley, where your success is our priority. On behalf of the officers, directors, and staff at Springs Valley, very best wishes this holiday season. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
21-19 on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard. Orleans on top of Paoli, 1:27 to go. I looked a couple of times in this game, one in the first quarter, here in the second, that the Dogs might be on the verge of maybe breaking this one open, but the Rams have always fought right back to stay in this ball game.
All right, Paoli, possession of the basketball. They had to take that time out to save the possession. Now they've got it in front court. Peyton over there gets it to Hall, down low to Hopper. Hopper double team, back out. Hannon will try a three. That's off the mark, no good. And Klein, the rebound underneath for Orleans. She will bring it across the timeline herself, gets it to Knight at the top of the key, back to Klein. Klein skips left side to Abel. Abel drives in, leans in, shot up, no good, but a whistle and a foul, and she will get a chance at the free throw line.
One of the few times we've seen the guards take it to the rim for Orleans on the penetration. Jericho Hopper will pick up her first foul, and that'll be team foul number 2, but it will be a shooting foul for Cambry Klein, who's got 1 basket for 2 points tonight.
Klein's free throw is no good. Hit right rim, bounced off to the left. Let's see. Abel, 69% free throw shooter on the year. Let's get everybody organized on the lane. Now we're ready to go. Abel up there for the second. That one no good as well, but Russell, strong rebound for Orleans, and they'll get another crack at it as another offensive board for the Lady Dogs. Abel out front, passes right side to Klein. Klein spins to the lane, back out to Knight. 45 seconds to go in the half. See if Orleans wants to go for that last shot of the half now. Down to 40 seconds. Out to Klein. Klein over to Knight. Knight drives in. Pitches right side to Abel. Her pass deflected and taken away. Hopper with the deflection and the steal. Quickly into front court. Hannon driving to the baseline, and when she got there, put the shot up. It was no good. But Knight reaching in. Looks like she's going to be stuck with the foul.
Number 20, the starting forward, Miley Knight. That'll be her first. Team foul number 2. But it will be free throws for Kaylin Hannon, who's got 3 points on a three-pointer earlier in this quarter.
Hannon's free throw up and good. Got the first. Got Paoli back within a point now at 21-20. Just 25 seconds left in the first half. Hannon, if she makes the second, can tie it here. Second up, no good. Too hard. Rebound kicked way out of there, and Klein comes down with it for Orleans. Over to Alston. Still 15 seconds to go in the half as Orleans will work to get that last shot. Abel brings it back to the middle of the court, down to 10. Over to Alston. Alston with 8. Passes to Abel. Back out front to Abel again with 5. Over to Knight. They get it down to Russell, and a foul going to be called with just 1.9 seconds left in the half. No free throws, though, as Paoli is not over the limit foul-wise.
And not a shooting foul as Hannon picks up her first. That'll be team foul number 3.
All right, don't give up anything easy. Just 1.9 left in the half. Abel into Russell. She's open. Will try a 3. That's off the mark. No good. And that's the way the first half will come to an end. Paoli hanging tough against the Class A number 5 Orleans Lady Bulldogs. It's 21-20 here at the half. You're listening to Lady Rams basketball on Mix 95.3.
For over 40 years, families in Orange and surrounding counties have relied on the professionalism of Dillman Scott Funeral Home in Paoli in their time of need. Melvin Dillman established this high standard of dignity and care that remains today under the direction of Tim Scott, family, and staff. Call 812-723-2276 to set up a pre-need appointment, and the staff at Dillman Scott will be happy to discuss all of your options. Southern Indiana's gold standard of care. Dillman Scott Funeral Home in Paoli.
Sleep better knowing your home is protected. Imagine rainstorms rolling in, and you at peace knowing your home is protected by the best in the business. Join hundreds of Indiana homeowners who trust Summers Seamless Guttering. Your fully insured local experts in gutter installation, gutter cleaning, and gutter guard protection. Whether it's a new construction or time to replace your old leaky gutters, we have you covered. Our American-made seamless gutters are custom cut on-site, backed by multiple warranties for your peace of mind, installed by local experts who treat your home like their own. Love your home, protect it properly. Choose Summers Seamless Gutters today and enjoy peace of mind all year round. Contact us now because the best protection starts at the top. Don't let rain damage cost you thousands in repairs. For a free estimate on any gutter service, call 812-620-4762 today. That's 812-620-4762. Summers Seamless Guttering, protecting Hoosier homes one gutter at a time.
Well, we are at the half, and the Lady Rams of Paoli hanging tough, trailing it by 1 at 21-20 right now. Looking back as we begin the Whitfield Investments halftime report. Whitfield Investments, a call today at 812-203-2545 to learn more about how West can help you stay on track with your goals now and in the future. Looking back at first half action, one tie, no lead changes. Orleans pretty well led throughout. Orleans got out to a 4-0 lead in the first couple of minutes as Paoli was just turning the ball over way too many. They had 10 turnovers in about the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Orleans got out to that 4-0 lead before Paoli finally got a Jericho Hopper bucket at the 4:25 mark to get within 2. But Orleans would stretch that lead out to 7 at 9-2 with 3:40 to go in the half. Paoli would start closing it down a little bit, got back within 5 after 1 at 12-7 as Hopper made a 3 at the very end of that first quarter of play. Early part of the second quarter, it's Paoli that comes out and scores the first 5 of that quarter. Avery Cruz makes a couple of free throws. Kaylin Hannon knocks in a 3, and we were tied at 12. From that point on, though, it's Orleans that goes on a bit of a run. From being tied up, they take it to being up by as many as 5 at 19-14. That was with 5:17 left in that first half of play. Matter of fact, they got it up to 7 at 21-14 with 4:33 to go in the first half. Paoli started chipping away, though. They scored the next 5, got back within 2 at 21-19. Orleans had a couple of free throws to extend the lead that missed. Paoli, with 25 seconds left in the half, got 1 out of 2 free throws from Kaylin Hannon, and that got Paoli back within 1 at 21-20 here at the half. Rebounding battle, that's about even, 15 for Orleans, about half of those on the offensive end as compared to 13 for Paoli. As far as the turnovers, way too many for Paoli in a half, 15 in the first half as compared to 8 for Orleans. 21-20, that's your halftime score. When the Whitfield Investments halftime report continues, we'll be taking a look at individual and team stats from first half action. You're listening to Lady Rams basketball on Mix 95.3.
Sleep better knowing your home is protected. Imagine rainstorms rolling in, and you at peace knowing your home is protected by the best in the business. Join hundreds of Indiana homeowners who trust Summers Seamless Guttering. Your fully insured local experts in gutter installation, gutter cleaning, and gutter guard protection. Whether it's a new construction or time to replace your old leaky gutters, we have you covered. Our American-made seamless gutters are custom cut on-site, backed by multiple warranties for your peace of mind, installed by local experts who treat your home like their own. Love your home? Protect it properly. Choose Summers Seamless Gutters today and enjoy peace of mind all year round. Contact us now because the best protection starts at the top. Don't let rain damage cost you thousands in repairs. For a free estimate on any gutter service, call 812-620-4762 today. That's 812-620-4762. Summers Seamless Guttering, protecting Hoosier homes one gutter at a time.
At the half at the Auxiliary Gymnasium of Paoli Junior Senior High School, the Whitfield Investments halftime report. It's Orleans on top of Paoli by 21-20. Take a look at the first half shooting for these two ball clubs. First of all, for the Lady Rams in the first quarter from two-point range, they were 2 out of 5 for 40%. They were 2 out of 3, though, in that second quarter for 66%, and a very good 4 out of 8 here at the half for 50%. Three-point shooting, 1 out of 3 in quarter number 1, 2 out of 5 in the second period, 3 out of 8 here at the half for 37%. Rams did not get to the free throw line in the first quarter, but hit 3 out of 4 for 75% in that second period. Bulldogs, they've struggled a bit here, particularly in the second quarter shooting. In the first quarter, from two-point range, it was 3 out of 7 for 43%. But Orleans only hit 1 out of 7 inside the arc in that second period for 14%, making them 4 out of 14 for the half at 29%. They've been able to stay in contact as a result of their three-point shooting, hitting 2 out of 8 in the first quarter for 25%, 2 out of 5 in the second for 40%, and for the half, 4 out of 13 for 31%. The Bulldogs, like the Rams, got to the free throw line 4 times in that second quarter, but they only hit 1 for 25%. We're at the half on the Whitfield Investments halftime report. Orleans on top, 21-20. You're listening to Lady Rams basketball on Mix 95.3.
Are you ready to see the world with clarity and style? Look no further than InFocus Eye Care on West Hospital Road in Paoli. At InFocus Eye Care, they offer comprehensive eye exams, a wide selection of fashionable eyewear, and the latest in contact lens technology. Their expert team is dedicated to providing personalized eye care for the entire family. Call 812-723-4752 and schedule your appointment. Now, open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5. InFocus Eye Care, where your vision is their focus. Riley Oil is pleased to announce they are once again pumping gas for their valued customers after the 2023 tornado outbreak at their Paoli location. The Riley family invites you to stop in and fill up with quality Marathon gasoline and diesel. Stop in and check out the facility, grab a cold drink and a Hoosier Lottery ticket. Be sure to visit their other 2 locations in Orleans and Hardinsburg and grab a snack, drink, or something cooked fresh from their grab-and-go hot bar. Riley's Marathon offers after-hours pay at the pump for your convenience. Visit them off the east side of the Paoli Square in Orleans and Hardinsburg.
Rams trailing by 1 here at the half on the Whitfield Investments halftime report as we take a look at individual scoring for these two ball clubs. First of all, for Paoli in the first half of play, led by Jericho Hopper with 5. Also Lily Hall with 5 on the night. 4 then for Kaylin Hannon, and 2 apiece for Avery Cruz, Addie Payton, and Tariana Burkhead. Jay Walker saw action but did not score. For Orleans, they're led by Miley Knight. She's hit 3 3-pointers in this ball game for 9 points to lead all scores. Then 3 on the night for Chelsea Ralph. Also Adrian Abel with 3 points. Then 2 for Callie Alston and 2 for Savannah Russell off the bench, as we've seen Izzy Rutherford and Brenna DeWeese play as well. At the end of 1, the Dogs were on top 12-7 here at the half. It's a 1-point lead for Orleans, 21-20. You're listening to Lady Rams basketball on Mix 95.3.
Get ready for a taste explosion at the Superburger in Paoli, home of the Triple Nuke, the burger that takes flavor to a whole new level. But that's not all. They now proudly claim the title of second best burger in Indiana. Sizzle into satisfaction with their mouth-watering patties made with locally raised 90% lean grass-fed beef with fresh ingredients that'll leave your taste buds begging for more. The Superburger, where every bite is a journey of culinary delight. Swing by today and discover why they are the talk of the town. The Superburger, West Main Street in Paoli, where the Triple Nuke reigns supreme and the taste is legendary. Paoli Health and Living is a senior living community that's not like the others. It's rich in history, a community landmark, and a place to call home. Get the care you need and deserve with Paoli Health and Living rehabilitation programs. Be unstoppable and take the guesswork out of therapy with their unique and personalized programs. And for residents needing extra care, the long-term care program is equipped with an expert team of nurses and therapists, dietitians, and dedicated certified nursing assistants. Learn more about the services available to you at Paoli Health and Living. Call 812-723-2595.
Just a reminder, Paoli Rams games are now streaming live on WUME's 95.3 YouTube channel. Now you can go back and hear excitement of the game anytime. Search for the acronym at WUME Mix 95.3. That's all one word. Hit the subscribe button and join the Mix 95 YouTube community for all the ball game excitement that you love. Don't forget, we're streaming 24/7 at WUME953.com and on Alexa. All right, as we get ready to start second half action, and our halftime report's been brought to you by Whitfield Investments. Give Whitfield Investments a call today, 812-2545, to learn more about how West can help you stay on track with your goals now and in the future.
All right, Paoli begins second half play on the defensive side. Orleans has the basketball and a 1-point lead. They get it down to Ralph, who puts it up and in, count it, and a chance for a three-point play.
You're sure that Coach Gilbert drew up that play, knowing that they would come out Paoli in a 2-3 zone, able to get to the high post, down to the low post, and Ralph with that basket gives her 5 on the night.
And converts on the three-point trip, made the free throw. Make it all that quickly a 4-point ball game now at 24-20. Paoli, for the most part, handled the full court pressure. It was in the half court that they had the issues in that first half. Out front, Hall with it. She's open, fires up a three. That's no good. Ralph had the rebound for a second. It was tipped away, and Klein comes up with the defensive board for Orleans. The other way, and in the passing lanes, that's Hopper. Fires it ahead to Peyton, but they are back defensively as Orleans. Got a deflection, ball loose, and Paoli finally puts a handle on it. Cannon, right side three is no good. Underneath, rebound, put up and good by Hopper. Count it. And a chance for a three-point play for Paoli.
One of the few offensive rebounds that the Rams have gotten tonight. Jericho Hopper trying to get off. That gives her 7 on the night.
24-22 the score. Paoli down by 2 with Hopper at the line. The free throw, it's on the way, and that one straight through.
Go ahead. My foul, by the way, is on Knight. That'll be her second.
I was going to say Hopper making a percentage that's 2 out of 3. She got that one. Into Alston. Alston out to the left corner. Klein for 3 is good. They have just got so many girls that can score the basketball. Klein now with 5, and it's 27-23. Paoli faces the full court pressure. Hopper runs it up the far sideline. Out front to Cruz. Cruz, nice pass down low to Hall. Oh, it just did trickle out on her. That thing did everything but go in.
Rebound shot, so the Rams have to make.
Yep. Rebound controlled by Orleans. Knight has it in the far corner. Out front, she passes to Abel. Right back to Knight in the lane and rattled one in from about 10 feet out. She's in double figures with 11, and Orleans a 6-point lead. Ball loose in backcourt. Paoli gets to it first. Knocked away again, and finally, Paoli comes up with the loose basketball. Hopper into front court. Knight came out of that, the worse for the wear. She's slow getting back. Rebound ahead for Ralph. Ralph, there's Knight with it. Knight composes herself, puts up a shot. It's no good. And the rebound controlled by Paoli. And Knight is still kind of woozy and shaken up as she heads to the defensive end. Right side, Cruz has it in the lane. They get it to Hopper. Hopper lost it out of bounds, saved it, but it's out of the reach of Peyton, and that will be another turnover against Paoli.
Still Knight shaken up a bit.
Yeah.
Walk off the court, and she'll be replaced by 22, Savannah Russell, at the 5:44 mark. Orleans had problems shooting the ball, but they've come out here and hit their first 3 out of their 4 field goals.
And Knight just got caught up in that scrum for the basketball, kind of pointing to her throat right now like she got it kicked or something like that. Orleans has got it, leading at 29-23. Alston at the high post. She drives left side, got to her strong hand, put it up, no good. Rebound, Cruz has it, out to Hopper. Hopper runs it up the near sideline. Back out front to Cruz. Cruz puts down a couple of bounces, passes over to Hannon, to Hopper at the high post. Out to Hall. She's open for a 3. That's no good. Hit short, kicked off to the far side. Russell the rebound for Orleans. Quickly, she gets it into front court to Abel. Abel looks down low instead to Ralph. Fires it down low to Russell. Back out front to Abel. Quick ball movement over to Klein. Down low. They tried to get it Alston. And Cruz is there to take it away. And just as she came up with it, it was knocked out of bounds by Russell, so Paoli will stay with possession.
Really nice job that time by Avery to come in from that help side and on the back side and came up with a nice clean steal there on the baseline as we see Jada Smith see her first action in the varsity game tonight.
29-23 your score, 4:50 to go in the third quarter. Orleans is on top of Paoli, and we got a whistle right at midcourt. And Orleans, they wanted the turnover, but the official says, nope, got to reach in before that. That'll be a foul on the Dogs.
Got to put it on Cambry Klein. That'll be her first team foul, number 2.
Cruz brings it into Hannon in backcourt. Paoli down 6, but with possession of the basketball. Hannon hesitates, now gets it into front court. Passes to Cruz. Cruz works with the left-handed dribble, goes high post to Hopper. Hopper out to Hannon, sets her feet. 3 on the way, no good. 2 bounces off the rim before it finally came off. And there is Ralph to bring it into front court for Orleans. She got the rebound as well. Fires it down low, and Hopper's in the passing lane. And that's 10 turnovers now against Orleans as they give it right back. Into front court, Peyton on the baseline. Lost it, but it kicks right over to Cruz. Swing it left side to Smith. Smith puts down a 1-bounce dribble out to Cruz. Long 2 on the way is no good. Rebound, Russell has it for Orleans. And we're going to have a whistle and a timeout as it was getting a little ragged out there. And Coach Jared Gilbert will take it for Orleans. You're listening to Lady Rams basketball on Mix 95.3.
Discover the convenience of Hoosier Hardware, now offering a comprehensive selection of ammunition for all your shooting needs. Located on 1st Street, 1 block from the square, we are your one-stop shop for plumbing, electrical, painting, mobile home parts, water heaters, and general hardware supplies. In addition to our extensive inventory, we fill propane tanks, providing you with a cost-effective solution. Visit us today or call 812-723-2708 to see why Hoosier Hardware stands out for quality and service in the community.
You can make a difference in the life of abused and neglected children in Orange County. I'm Orange County Circuit Court Judge Steve Owen, and we have a court-appointed Special Advocate Program, or CASA, right here in Orange County, and we need your help. There's no special skills required, and we can train you on the skills that are needed. All you have to do is just call Robin Brown today and tell her that you want to help us help these children feel safe and loved here in Orange County. That's Orange County CASA at 812-653-4889.
Sullivan Financial Consulting and Raymond James scoreboard here halfway through this third period, 29-23. The Dogs on top. Rams struggling from the field, only 1 out of 8 so far here in this third quarter of play.
All right, Orleans, possession of the basketball. Looks like Paoli, they may have switched up again defensively. Kind of flattens out to a 1-3-1 look as Orleans with it. Alston passes over in the corner to Klein. She dribbles away from trouble, and now they'll set again against that zone. Klein was going to go left, but Alston wasn't there, and now her pass inside is tipped away and taken away as Hopper comes up with that loose basketball. They only down 6 to the offensive end, and Alston took it away. Alston, one-on-one, drives in, scoops it up and in. She's got 4. That's 18 turnovers now against Paoli. 31-23 the score. Orleans up. Paoli's got the basketball, facing full court pressure. Hopper across the timeline with it. Over to Hall. Hall dribbles away from trouble. She'll leave it with Hannon out front to Hopper at the high post. Hopper fires right side to Hall. She's in the corner. Back out front to Hannon. Hannon skips it left side to Peyton. Long 2, baseline, no good. And Klein the rebound for Orleans. She waits. Traffic clears. She'll bring it forward herself. Goes to the right side to Abel. On the baseline to Ralph. Ralph, ball overhead, gets it to Klein. Right back to Ralph. Three-point shot on the baseline. Right side is no good. And there's Hopper for the rebound for Paoli. She waits. Now will bring it forward as Alston is right there with her the whole way. Hopper and over to the right side. Her pass was deflected, but she got it back. Now they tried to fire it down low to Burkhead. The ball tipped away and taken by Russell, and that's now 19 turnovers against Paoli. Into the offensive end. Klein, left side three is no good. Russell clears the boards, put it back up, no good. Ralph follows again, and it's up and good this time. Ralph with 8 points on the night, and now it's a 10-point Orleans lead. And Coach Donovan Cruz says, I have seen enough. He will take time. You're listening to Lady Rams basketball on Mix 95.3.
Discover the convenience of Hoosier Hardware, now offering a comprehensive selection of ammunition for all your shooting needs. Located on 1st Street, 1 block from the square, we are your one-stop shop for plumbing, electrical, painting, mobile home parts, water heaters, and general hardware supplies. In addition to our extensive inventory, we fill propane tanks, providing you with a cost-effective solution. Visit us today or call 812-723-2708 to see why Hoosier Hardware stands out for quality and service in the community.
As we've seen a couple of times already in this game, Orleans is able to gap it out just a bit, but then the Rams are able to reel them back in. But right now, this is the first time that the Lady Dogs have had a double-digit lead on the Sullivan Financial Consulting and Raymond James scoreboard. See how the Rams respond out of this timeout.
I think that depth of Orleans is starting to take its toll as they can go 9 or 10 deep, and Paoli only 7, maybe 8. Ball was deflected out of bounds at midcourt. Alston, again with those long arms, got a hand on it, knocked it out of bounds. It stays with Paoli. Paoli down 10. Still a minute 53 to go in the third quarter. Out front, Hannon with it. They get it down low to Burkhead in the lane. Hannon's shot is blocked, going out of bounds. Knight tried to save it, but could not. And this will be a big stretch for Paoli, or would have been. I was about to say Hopper out, and they can't do without her for long.
Rams just 1 out of 10 from the field. The Dogs have gone now to a 2-3 zone, and they put Alston on the back line of it on the right side. So that takes a little bit of pressure away from out top on the Rams offense.
Hannon brings it right into Cruz. Cruz fans it out to Payton, top of the key. 3 on the way by Hopper is no good. Ball kicked around. Finally, Knight comes up with it, and as Cruz was there trying to tie her up, the foul is called.
And on Avery, that'll be her first, team foul number 1. Not a lot of fouls called so far in this ball game.
No.
And Orleans a chance to build on this 10-point lead. But as you talked about, Bert, it looks as though the Rams are starting to wear down just a bit. Shots are coming up a little bit short now.
Just a little bit. May have to run some in for a few minutes or a few seconds like they did with Hopper, getting her just a little bit of rest. Klein, left side, skips it over right side to Abel. Back over to Klein. Klein on the baseline to Ralph. Gets it right into Alston, driving down the lane and laying it up and in. She cut right down the middle of that zone defense for her 6th point of the night. And now it's a 35-23 score in favor of Orleans. Orleans continues to pressure as we get to the 1-minute mark. Hopper down the lane. Left-handed shot, no good. Got her own rebound, put it up off the glass, and good. Nothing easy, though. It took 3 bounces before it finally fell. She's got 10, and it's now a 35-25 score in favor of Orleans. The other way, Orleans, they've got the basketball. Knight, she's open for another 3. That's no good. Klein the rebound, and as she went up, or was about to, she was bumped out of bounds, and Cruz may have picked up another.
That'll be the second on Avery, team foul number 2. Not a shooting foul with 38.8 seconds to go. Jay Walker will come in. Avery will come out with those 2 fouls, but more importantly, just give her a few extra seconds of rest here approaching the quarter break.
All right, Orleans to the left of their bucket. They will inbound. Get it into Klein. They look down for Ralph. Couldn't get it to her. Back out front tonight. She takes a look at the clock. There's 30 seconds showing on it, and now Orleans looks like they're going to back it out and will play for the last shot of the quarter. Get it off to Abel. Abel, she'll just kind of dribble away some time out front. Down to 20 seconds to go in the quarter. As they look over to Coach Gilbert on the bench, he says, hold up. They're going to go at about 10. Down to 12 on the clock now. Now to 10. They start with the offense. Klein drives right side. She lost it. Walker took it away for Paoli. Get it to Hopper. Down to 3 seconds. She'll launch three. It's off the mark. No good. And that's the way the third quarter will come to an end with Paoli trailing 35-25. You're listening to Lady Rams basketball on Mix 95.3.
The holiday season can be demanding enough without having to also plan year-end investment and tax strategies. Raymond James financial advisor Jamie Sullivan can help make it easier, freeing up your schedule to spend more time with loved ones and less time concerned about finances. Please call 849-2670, located in Mitchell, to get started. Wishing you and yours a happy, healthy holiday season and a prosperous new year. Raymond James and Associates, Inc., member New York Stock Exchange, SIPC. Life well planned.
Hi, this is John Bender. The holiday season is upon us, so we'd like to take a moment to thank everyone who helped make this past year one to remember for Bender Lumber. We appreciate all the hard work and support our employees and their families give us each year, as well as our loyal customers and wonderful members of each of the communities we serve. Bender Lumber is truly blessed. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Bender Lumber.
Well, 3 quarters in the books, and Orleans will take a 10-point advantage to the fourth quarter as they lead Paoli 35-25. And it looks like Paoli, they're going to go back to that original starting five. Hannon, Payton, along with Hall, Cruz, and Hopper. Orleans, yeah, they're the original starting five for them also. Tried to get it down to Hopper, and Knight, she came around from behind trying to deflect that, got a little body with her, and picked up the personal foul.
And Miley Knight, that'll be her third, so she's in a bit of trouble here.
Yep.
And team foul number one in this quarter.
The Knight's done a pretty good job defensively against Hopper and also has done a real good job offensively for Orleans. Hannon, out of bounds, lobs it out to the volleyball spike line to Hopper. That's where she was finally able to get free and receive the pass. Hopper angles right, passes left. There with it is Hall. Now to Hannon. Hannon had her pass deflected. It's going out of bounds, and it will stay with Paoli. Played about 15 seconds of the fourth quarter. Again, big time for Paoli. First couple of minutes of this fourth quarter. And if they can get back in it in the first couple, they might have a shot at them. Ball deflected back out of bounds as it came right into Cruz, and Abel was the one to put a hand on it. Makes it a little more difficult to bring in, though, because it's going to be in that far corner.
Rams are just 2 out of 8 from 2-point range in that quarter for 25%, but we're for 0 for 6 beyond the arc, so making them overall 2 out of 14 from the field.
All right, get it into Hopper. She motions for everybody to go the other way. Now they'll pass it the other way. They're with it. As it gets away, and Hopper finally able to recover it after Addie Payton lost the handle on it.
Orleans gone man-to-man for the first time tonight.
Right side, Hopper has it. Paoli recognizes the change in defense. They get it to Hannon. It's knocked away into back court. Abel still getting after her. A lot of contact that they're letting go there as Hannon brings it in. And a nice pass underneath the Hall, who's open and lays it in. And Hannon all smiles as she goes the other way. 7 for Lily Hall. 35-27 the score. Orleans up and with the basketball. Left side. Now skip it back over to Knight on the right. In the lane to Alston. Leave it off down low. Close in shot by Ralph is no good. Got her own rebound. Saves it back inbounds. And Orleans will get another shot at it. Right side to Alston. Alston to Knight. Low block. Close in shot. No good. An air ball. But Klein is on the other side and comes up with another offensive rebound for Orleans. Now Klein's got it at the three-point line. Left side. Skips it over to Abel. Takes the three. Dribbles to the free throw line, leaves it out to Alston. Underneath, they get it to Ralph. Her shot no good. Ball out of bounds. Last touch by Orleans, and Paoli kept dodging bullets on that possession.
Orleans in that third quarter picked up their shooting. They were 5 out of 8 from 2-point range, but they've started 0 for 3 here in this fourth quarter of play.
All right, Paoli down by 8 with the basketball. 6:15 to go in the fourth quarter of play. Hopper. She'll run it from the point for Paoli. Left side, there with it is Hall. Ralph has her defensively. Swing it over to the right side. to Hannon. Hannon guarded closely by Abel, to say the least. Hopper spins away from a double team, and now a reach and a grab. And I think Abel had one arm and Ralph had the other, just a matter of which one you want to call it on.
It's going to be on number 10, Adrian Abel. That'll be her second, and team foul number 2 whistled on the Dogs. They're starting to pick up fouls here in this fourth quarter. Looks as though we're getting to this game where both teams are starting to get a little fatigue and start reaching instead of playing defense by moving your feet.
Under 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Paoli down 35-27. They're looking for Hopper. Instead, they bring it to Peyton, and the pass just off the fingertips and out of bounds, and that will turn it over to Orleans.
Orleans, with their tenacious defense, has forced a lot of turnovers, but, boy, that hurts when the Rams, an unforced turnover right there.
And that's 20 turnovers against the Lady Rams of Paoli tonight. And they had 10 in the first quarter, so they've been better the last 2.5 quarters or so. Knight, free throw line jumper is up and no good. Took a funny hop off of there. Alston comes down with it, out to Ralph. Her 15-footer, no good. Another offensive board for Orleans, and this time the pass is stolen, a turnover against the Dogs. Into front court, and we're going to have a reach-in foul as Klein and Hannon were there together.
That'll be the second on Cambry Klein, team foul number 3.
Might have banged knees, too. Hannon comes out of there limping just a little bit. Looks like Coach Donovan Cruz of Paoli is going to take a time. We'll do the same. You're listening to Lady Rams basketball on Mix 95.3.
In need of a financial checkup? Consider Whitfield Investments for comprehensive investment advice and wealth management services. As a passionate Paoli native, Wes Whitfield places the needs of his clients first as he works to grow a stronger, financially savvy community of investors, families, and individuals. Give Whitfield Investments a call today at 812-203-2545 to learn more about how Wes can help you stay on track with your goals, both now and in the future.
The holiday season can be demanding enough without having to also plan year-end investment and tax strategies. Raymond James financial advisor Jamie Sullivan can help make it easier, freeing up your schedule to spend more time with loved ones and less time concerned about finances. Please call 849-2670, located in Mitchell, to get started. Wishing you and yours a happy, healthy holiday season and a prosperous new year. Raymond James and Associates, Inc., member New York Stock Exchange, SIPC. Life well planned.
Sullivan Financial Consulting and Raymond James School Board, 5:31 remaining in the fourth quarter. Orleans on top, 35-27. Rams take that time out, see if they can come out with a positive play here to get some points on the board.
5.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Orleans yet to score in this quarter, but Paoli's only put up 2, so they're down 8. They get it over to Hall, and her 3 is well short, no good. Rebound, Orleans has it, and they will run with it the other way. Abel across the timeline over to Klein in front of the Orleans bench. She backs it out with the dribble as they set against Paoli's 2-3 zone defense. Out front to Knight. Knight, couple of bounces out there. Now she passes left or right side to Abel. Abel right back out to Knight. The two of them play pitch and catch with it out front as we go under 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Orleans with that 8-point lead. They can afford to be patient as Paoli sits in their 2-3. On the baseline, they get it over to Ralph. Ralph back out front to Klein. Swing it to Abel. She's on the left wing. Skip it over to Knight on the right side. Down low into Ralph. Close-in shot is no good. But she had Hopper posted up, and Jericho reached in and fouled her.
Be the second on Hopper, team foul number 1. But great ball movement, moving it side to side until they caught that zone in a shift where they could post up Ralph down in the low block.
Ralph. Free throw on the way is up and good. Got the first, and she's got 9 points on the night. That matches her average of 9.5. Substitution, Hannon goes out. Smith checks in for Paoli. Next free throw by Ralph is up and good. Hit well short, but got a kind roll on the road, and it's back to a 10-point advantage for Orleans at 37-27. She's in double figures now with 10. Looks like Orleans, it's flattened out to basically a 3-2 zone defense. It's a 1-2-2 that flattens out. Hopper out at the top. She passes over to Hall. Hall splits that double team in the middle, got in the lane, shot up, no good. Nice play, just didn't get the shot to fall. And the rebound, Ralph has it for Orleans. She brings it forward herself, hand it off to Knight, and again, Orleans, they can be patient on the offensive end, leading this time by 10 with 4 minutes to go in the ball game. Out front, Alston has it, bounces down low to Ralph. Ralph is double-teamed, forced the shot up anyway. It's no good, and they're going to call a charge, saying that she used the shoulder to ward off, and that'll be an offensive foul and a turnover.
Rams get a break there, but they had her double-teamed. And for Ralph, that'll be her first team foul number 4, but it will be a turnover. We're getting to the point of the game where the Rams are going to have to be very efficient on the offense. They're going to have to score almost every position to close out this game.
Yep, need some shots to start falling. Hopper into front court, and just as she was getting rid of it, a whistle for the screen off of the ball, and a foul is going to be called. I think Addie Payton may have picked that one up.
It will be on number 5, and that'll be her first team foul number 2. Nobody from the Rams in any trouble right now, as Cruz and Hopper each have 2.
So that'll be 21 turnovers on the offensive foul for Paoli. There's too many turnovers against a quality opponent like Orleans. To the offensive end, see if Paoli picks up the intensity defensively. Get it to Alston. Nice dump down low. Low block to low block, basically, as they get it over to Ralph, and she lays it up and in. She's got 12, and it's now a 12-point Orleans lead, 39-27, 3:15 and counting in the ball game. Hopper in the corner to Hall, looks down to Cruz, got it to her, went to the bucket, shot up, no good. Ball's kicking out of bounds, last touched by either Cruz or Smith. 2 of the Paoli girls going after it and knocked it away from one another.
Rams really struggling in this second half. They're getting the shots that they want for the most part, but just can't hit any. So far in this fourth quarter, they're only 1 out of 4. And again, they were 2 out of 8. Actually, they went to 2 out of 14 total field goals in that third quarter.
39-27 the score. Paoli down 12. Orleans, they've got the basketball. Knight out at the top of the key. Passes left side. They get it down low to Ralph. Close-in shot is no good. Alston there for the rebound, and as she went to the bucket, she put it up and in, but it's not going to count. They're going to say that the reason she couldn't shoot it real quick was because she was being grabbed and held.
Avery Cruz, her third foul, team foul number 3.
Orleans now is nearly doubled up. Paoli on the boards, and a nice inbounds pass. Gets it right in underneath to Ralph, who puts it up and in. She's got 14, and it's 41-27, out to a 14-point advantage now. 2:35 and counting in the ball game. Paoli, they're going to face this zone half-court defense again, a 1-2-2. Near steal out front. Hannon, good job holding on to it. Gets it over to Hall, now to Cruz on the baseline. Avery drives in, got double-teamed. They took it away. Alston gets it. She runs it into front court, drives to the bucket. Shot up good, count it, and a chance for a 3-point play as Hannon, coming back defensively, trying to prevent the easy 2, will be stuck with the foul.
In transition, that's where Callie Alston is at her best. That foul will be on Kaylin Hannon. That'll be her second and team foul number 4. Timeout going to be taken by the Rams. 2:15 to go. Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard. Orleans starting to gap it out, 43-27. You're listening to Rams basketball on Mix 95.3.
Hi, this is John Bender. The holiday season is upon us, so we'd like to take a moment to thank everyone who helped make this past year one to remember for Bender Lumber. We appreciate all the hard work and support our employees and their families give us each year, as well as our loyal customers and wonderful members of each of the communities we serve. Bender Lumber is truly blessed. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Bender Lumber.
Cave Quarries Incorporated and Calcar Quarries, dealers of agricultural lime, crushed stone, sand, hot and mix asphalt materials, and asphalt paving, invite you to visit one of their 2 locations. Cave Quarries, located 3 miles west of Paoli on State Road 56, and Calcar Quarries, located 2 miles east of Paoli on Highway 150. Phone 936-4923 for Cave Quarries Incorporated and 723-2109 for Calcar Quarries. Services you can count on. Quality guaranteed.
Rams in one of those droughts that they have had too many of tonight. They scored the first basket of this quarter at the 7:05 mark and have not put a point on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard since. Callie Alston going after point number 9.
And the free throw is up and good. And with 2:15 to go in the ball game, it's now a 17-point Orleans lead at 44-27. Hannon will bring it forward for Paoli. Has to motion for Hall to go over to the right side. She had set up on the left at first. They get it to Hannon now in the right-hand corner. Down low, they get it to Hopper. Spun away from one, got to the bucket. Shot no good. Followed her second shot. It's no good. Ball loose. Cruz fighting down there with it. And finally, a jump ball is going to be called, and this one will favor Orleans.
Dogs get it on the alternating possession by way JV game tonight with the Bulldogs' way as well. They won 29-12.
So they're looking for the sweep and well on their way to it. With a minute 45 to go in this one, and Orleans, they're up 17 with the basketball. Left side, there's Klein with it, gets it Alston. They look down low, got it to Ralph in the lane, couldn't get her shot. Back out front to Abel, fakes three, backs it out, and they can work some more clock. Down to a minute 29 to go in the ball game. Klein, way out front, gets away from the defender, passes back out to the midcourt circle to Knight. Knight, 5 count on, breaks it with the dribble. She's used it up, now gets it over to Abel. Abel drives left side. She's double-teamed. Her pass is deflected. Did it go out of bounds? It did, as Hopper got a hand on it, and she collides with Knight, and the ball out of bounds. It'll stay with Orleans.
Rams have got to go to their man-to-man defense here. They really don't match up well as Orleans is starting to spread them out here and run some clock.
Knight steps out of bounds, motions for Ralph to get into backcourt. She does. She's got it across the timeline, picked up the dribble right at the center court stripe, and we're going to have a jump ball called as it got free, and Hopper and Knight down there scrapping for it again.
All rolling around on the floor. We've seen that several times here tonight. Alternating possession. The Rams will get it with 1:01 to go. Paoli only have scored 7 points so far in this second half.
All right, under a minute to go in the fourth quarter. Paoli down 17. They've got the basketball. Hall's pass is going to be taken away as Knight takes it away again. Been real impressed with her tonight. Long pass ahead to Alston, who is wide open and lays it up and in. She's in double figures with 11. It's 46-27 now, a 19-point Orleans lead. And they're going to foul Hopper over there and will give them a chance to sub in 5 for Orleans, and I think that's the only reason for the foul.
But this one on 31, that'll be Cambry Klein. That'll be your third, team foul number 5, so it'll be free throws for the Rams as Coach Gilbert sees this one in the win column, so he'll empty the bench.
Let's see who we've got out there. I see Hallie Wolf is out there. Elizabeth Mahan is out there. Izzy Rutherford, she's been out there before. And let's see, Brenna DeWeese. She gets her first action of the night, as does Alyssa Hall. That for Orleans. For Paoli, Hopper is at the free throw line. She makes the first. That'll make it a 46-28 score in favor of Orleans. If she makes the second, she'll be coming out of the ball game. She's got 11, going for 12. She got 12, and I believe she will be coming out with 36 seconds to go in the ball game, and Paoli down 17. All right, Orleans has got length of the court to go. Paoli extends full court pressure. It's man-to-man in the corner. They get it inbounds finally over to Rutherford. Rutherford's going to bring it into front court. She's going to go right to the bucket. Shot up on the run is good. Count it. And she's going to have a chance for a three-point play, her first points of the night.
Izzy knew exactly how to break that press. Just give me the ball and clear out of the way, and I'll just take it straight to the hoop. And she gets her first points of the night. That foul, by the way, goes on Addie Payton. That'll be her second. Team foul number 5, but a three-point play opportunity coming up here for Izzy Rutherford.
Jay Walker back into the ball game for Paoli. Rutherford's free throw up and straight through. Knock that one down. It's a 20-point advantage for Orleans at 49-29. 24 seconds to go in the ball game as Paoli gets it into Hall. Now off to Hannon, to Hall again on the left side. Back out to Hannon as the second group for Orleans, just as aggressive as the first. Right side to Cruz, into Burkhead, over on the baseline. Shot by Walker is no good. Rebound controlled by Orleans, and they have controlled the boards tonight. Into front court just a second ago, and that's the way this one will come to an end, with Orleans on the road getting a conference win over Paoli. 49-29 is your final. We'll take a break, come back, start talking about this one. You're listening to Lady Rams Basketball on Mix 95.3.
Are you looking to make an impact in Orange County? The Orange County Community Foundation is here to help you do just that. For over 20 years, OCCF has been supporting our local community, empowering nonprofits, and driving a positive change through generous contributions from people just like you. And now we have an incredible matching opportunity that only lasts a limited time. When you contribute to our Share the Love of Orange County Unrestricted Fund or any of our unrestricted funds, your gift will be matched 2-to-1. That means for every dollar you give, the Lilly Endowment will match it with 2 more, tripling your impact. This matching opportunity won't last long. Contact us at 723-4150 or visit our website at occf-in.org for more information. Your contribution today will support vital Orange County programs and services for years to come. Join us in building a better community together and build a stronger, more vibrant Orange County. Orange County Community Foundation, where your passion meets our purpose.
Well, the Lady Rams of Paoli knew it was going to be a tough one tonight as they were hosting the number 5 in Class A, Orleans Lady Bulldogs. Lady Bulldogs coming in on a 5-game winning streak and very impressive here tonight. Paoli hung tough for a while, but the numbers that Orleans could put out there eventually took their toll as the Lady Bulldogs stretched it out in the fourth quarter and won it by 20 at 49-29. Looking back at this ball game as we get the OC Eats post-game show underway, we look back and we see that there was one tie, no lead changes. Paoli fell behind early at 4-0 as Orleans came out, put 4 points up in the first couple of minutes. Paoli took them nearly half of that first quarter to get their first points, but they were still only down 4-2 at that point in time. Orleans would stretch that lead out to as many as 7 at 9-2. With 3:40 to go in that first quarter of play. But Paoli would close the first quarter strong as they outscored Orleans to the point where they got back within 5, including on a last-second 3 made by Jericho Hopper that got it to a 12-7 ball game. And that was part of what would be an 8-0 run on the part of Paoli as the Lady Rams, they came out, scored the first 5 of the second quarter. That was within 45 seconds, and they got it even at 12, and that was our one tie of the night. Orleans would stretch that lead out. They got up by as many as 7 with 4.5 minutes to go in the first half, but then Paoli closes the first half on a 6-0 run, got it back to a 1-point ball game at 21-20 as we went to the third quarter of play. Third quarter, though, as we've seen it a few times this year, Paoli really struggled to score. Orleans came out. They got the first 3 points of that third quarter, got up 24-20. Jericho Hopper countered with a 2 that got Paoli within 24-22. But then Paoli goes nearly 7 minutes without scoring again, whereas Orleans, they were able to put up 11 of their own, and that 2-point ball game turned into a 13 or a 12-point lead for Orleans at 35-23. Paoli would get the last points of that third quarter. That was with 51 seconds to go as Hopper put a bucket up and in. That got it back to a 10-point ball game at 35-25 heading to the fourth quarter. And again in the fourth quarter, Paoli struggled to score. They did come out and got the first points of the fourth quarter, a Lily Hall bucket, got them within 8 at 35-27. But then Orleans, they go on a 11-0 run. Got that lead up to 46-27. That was with 40 seconds to go. So Paoli goes from the 7:05 mark well inside the 1-minute mark of the fourth quarter without scoring. And Orleans this time did make them pay as they were able to get shots to fall, got second chance opportunities, got free throws, and they wound up stretching it out to a 20-point margin at the end at 49-29. Just as impressive as the 20-point win is the margin and the rebounding for Orleans. They out-rebound Paoli by 16 tonight. 35-19 was the final as far as the rebounds for the two teams. Paoli, too many turnovers, especially early. They were better with it as the game went on, but still turned it over 23 times, and that's compared to 14 turnovers for Orleans. Again, your final, 49-29, as Orleans able to get their second win in conference play. They are now 2-0, 8-1 overall. Paoli falls to 2-7. They are 0-1 in conference play. When the OC Eats postgame show continues, we're going to be taking a look at some of the individual and team stats from tonight's ball game. You're listening to Lady Rams basketball on Mix 95.3.
Your high-end electronics and gadgets are only as good as your internet service provider. Stop the frustration of slow and unreliable internet service with a call to Orange County Fiber. Call Orange County Fiber and check out their brand new fiber packages that include lightning-fast upload and download speeds for households that stream, game, and surf the internet. Call Orange County Fiber and see the difference fiber can make in your daily life or your business operation. Phone OC Fiber at 812-865-2229. Orange County Fiber, bringing high-speed internet to your community.
Sleep better knowing your home is protected. Imagine rainstorms rolling in, and you at peace knowing your home is protected by the best in the business. Join hundreds of Indiana homeowners who trust Summers Seamless Guttering. Your fully insured local experts in gutter installation, gutter cleaning, and gutter guard protection. Whether it's a new construction or time to replace your old leaky gutters, we have you covered. Our American-made seamless gutters are custom cut on-site, backed by multiple warranties for your peace of mind, installed by local experts who treat your home like their own. Love your home, protect it properly. Choose Summers Seamless Gutters today and enjoy peace of mind all year round. Contact us now because the best protection starts at the top. Don't let rain damage cost you thousands in repairs. For a free estimate on any gutter service, call 812-620-4762 today. That's 812-620-4762. Summers Seamless Guttering, protecting Hoosier homes one gutter at a time.
Well, Lady Bulldogs of Orleans, they came in with a number 5 ranking in Class A, and you know they're going to be good, and they were impressive tonight, especially on the defensive side. And then once you get them on the offensive side, they've just got so many girls that can take a shot and make a shot, and they were just a handful for Paoli tonight. Their numbers kind of started to wear on Paoli. They went at least 8 deep, Paoli. 5 or 6 is about as many as they run out there for the most part, and it showed at the end as Orleans was able to stretch it out to that 20-point win.
As we continue with the OC Eats post-game report, of course, the loss snaps the Rams' 2-game winning streak, but Orleans able to move theirs up to now 6 in a row here, and as Bert mentioned, improved to 2-0 in conference play. Taking a look, the Rams really went cold in that second half of play. After scoring 20 points in the first half, they only scored 9 in the second half of play and were outscored 28-9 in the third and fourth quarters, which proved to be the difference in tonight's ball game. Taking a look at the 2-point shooting for the Rams in the first quarter, 2 out of 5. Second quarter, 2 out of 3. Third quarter, though, fell off to 2 out of 8 and just 1 out of 6 in the fourth quarter of play. The Rams for the game, 7 out of 22 for 32%. 3-point shooting, 1 out of 3 in the first quarter, 2 out of 5 in the second, 0 for 6 in the third, and 0 for 1 in the fourth. Just 3 out of 5, or make them rather 3 out of 15 from behind the arc for 20%. Rams, though, do a nice job at the free throw line tonight as they went 6 out of 7 for the game for 86%. Orleans, they had kind of the opposite numbers. They struggled in the first half to get shots to fall, but then started to warm up and get the ball down low to route to kind of open things up in that low block for them in that second half of play. And for the Bulldogs, 2-point shooting in the first quarter, 3 out of 7. They were only 1 out of 7, though, in the second quarter. Hit 5 out of 8, though, in the third, and 5 out of 11 in that fourth period of play. They end up going 14 out of 33 here in the ball game here tonight as whatever. We'll let Coach Gilbert decide where he wants to go first here. 14 out of 33 for 42% from 2-point range. Then a 3-point shooting tonight for Orleans. 2 out of 8 in the first quarter, 2 out of 5 in the second, 1 out of 4 in the third. They did not take a 3 in that fourth quarter of play for the game. 5 out of 17 for 29%. And they struggled early on at the free throw line, but ended up going 6 out of 9 for the ball game here tonight to win it 49-29 as the Bulldogs improved to 8-1. Very happy to be joined by head coach Jared Gilbert. Coach, congratulations. Any win on the road is a good one, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll take it. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but we hung in there and battled back there. Played, I thought, a little bit better there in the second half. But, it definitely wasn't easy, as we didn't think it would be. So.
Coach, what was the difference in that second half after a tight first half?
Well, you look at our shot chart there compared to the first half where we were settling for all threes, and we weren't making them like we were the other night. And so the second half, you look at it, and it was a lot more inside out. When we were taking shots, I thought they were pretty good, and they were getting some inside touches first. But we attacked inside much better in the second half, and definitely I thought that was the difference in the game.
Well, when you didn't shoot well in the first half, though, Coach, your defense kept you in there.
Yeah, it did. That's kind of been our, what we hang our hat on most of the year, and we usually can count on that. We didn't turn them over maybe as much as we would have liked and create some offense from that, but for the most part, our defense did keep us in the game. We were just kind of hoping our offense would finally start clicking, and it did there in the second half.
And you rebounded extremely well tonight.
We did. Savannah, I thought, came in and gave us a huge lift there on the rebound and played a lot of energy, did a really nice job for us. She's very capable coming off the bench. She gives us a lift. She just gives us that energy that we need, and she could score a little bit as well. But she definitely rebounded well tonight, I noticed, more than anything. And then, when we were a little bit step slow at times, I thought, we needed some of that energy, and she gave it to us.
Well, Coach, a big week for you with 2 big conference wins against county rivals.
Yeah, it doesn't really get any better than that. We came down here after a big win on Tuesday, and we were a little bit. I thought we kind of looked tired at times for whatever reason, we mentioned we still got another one this week, so this week's not over yet, and we got to be able to play through that a little bit, and. I thought the second half we kind of stepped it up a little bit and showed a little bit more toughness than we did the first half.
Still, though, Coach, these are games, Valley and Paoli, where they're not only physically fatiguing but mentally fatiguing as well.
It is. It's hard to get up. It's this stretch here with having 4 conference games in a couple weeks span is really tough. You got to be playing your best and you got to be mentally focused. And I thought maybe our mental focus wasn't quite as sharp as we'd have liked there and start the game. And then sometimes when you do that, you have a hard time getting it going and give Paoli a lot of credit. Their kids played extremely hard, had a good game plan, and we struggled for much of the night. And their kids played well. They started to get confident. When a team maybe is a little bit of the underdog and they hit a couple shots and then they keep it close, they're very dangerous. And they did that. And so Donovan had his girls ready to go, and it was a dogfight.
Still, though, Coach, I think your experience showed there in this second half.
Yeah, I do. We've been in this, been in these games and in this situation before, and we didn't panic, and that was the good thing. We talked, at halftime about making a couple of adjustments here and there about attacking, and but really we just wanted to, continue with our defense, trying to turn them over. We ended up playing a little more zone than what we, anticipated, but definitely I thought our experience there came through there in the second half.
Well, 2 more big road games and tough ones at Trinity, and then next Tuesday over at West Washington.
Yeah, it doesn't get much easier. We got an early game there on Saturday afternoon over at Trinity, which is always tough after the long trip, and then of course you come back in another big one on the road with West Washington. So it doesn't get any easier, and then we finish up at home with Perry. So it's one of those where you can't really overlook anybody, and if you do, they're going to make you pay for it. So hopefully we learn about a little bit about tonight, about our starts, and we can correct that come Saturday and then on into next week.
Coach, thanks for joining us. Congratulations on the win, and best of luck the rest of the season.
All right, appreciate it.
You bet.
Dave.
Head coach Jared Gilbert of Orleans, his team wins it tonight on the road against the Rams, 49-29. As we continue with the OC Eats post-game report, you're listening to Lady Rams basketball on Mix 95.3.
Cool motorcycle. How'd you afford it?
I got a home equity line of credit from Hoosier Hills Credit Union.
That's cool. Why a motorcycle?
I had a sign at work.
And now if you turn to page 3 on your binders, you'll
Fund your adventures with a home equity line of credit from Hoosier Hills Credit Union. Remodel your home, go on an epic vacation, or get the boat, RV, jet ski, or motorcycle of your dreams. Apply at any Hoosier Hills Service Center. Subject to credit approval. Terms and conditions are subject to change. Equalizing lender, NMLS number 408510.
Are you ready to see the world with clarity and style? Look no further than In Focus Eye Care on West Hospital Road in Paoli. At InFocus Eye Care, they offer comprehensive eye exams, a wide selection of fashionable eyewear, and the latest in contact lens technology. Their expert team is dedicated to providing personalized eye care for the entire family. Call 812-723-4752 and schedule your appointment. Now, open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5. InFocus Eye Care, where your vision is their focus. Riley Oil is pleased to announce they are once again pumping gas for their valued customers after the 2023 tornado outbreak at their Paoli location. The Riley family invites you to stop in and fill up with quality Marathon gasoline and diesel. Stop in and check out the facility, grab a cold drink and a Hoosier Lottery ticket. Be sure to visit their other 2 locations in Orleans and Hardinsburg and grab a snack, drink, or something cooked fresh from their grab-and-go hot bar. Riley's Marathon offers after-hours pay at the pump for your convenience. Visit them off the east side of the Paoli Square in Orleans and Hardinsburg.
As we continue with the OC Eats post-game report, head coach Donovan Cruz joins us now here after his team falls to county conference rival Orleans. And, Coach, we'll probably talk with you about the same thing we talked about with Coach Gilbert just a few minutes ago. Big keys, and you touched upon them in the pregame, were going to be turnovers and rebounding.
Yeah, and they both didn't go our way. We did a nice job in the second half of taking care of the turnover issues. I think we had ourselves for 17 in the first half. We had ourselves for 6 in the second half, so that was manageable. But the rebounding was a big key, especially when we had our dry spells and couldn't score. You can't give them 3-4 chances at it when you finally do play some good defense, and then you're struggling on the other end. So those two were very glaring stats, and we knew those would be big keys of the game. Like I said, we made some adjustments there and did a nice job handling the ball and handling the press. It was just we never did get the aggressiveness that we needed on the boards, and it really came back to haunt us.
Well, Coach, they got some length, they got some speed and quickness, and Bert and I were commenting as the game, particularly you noticed it early on, that's really hard to replicate. I mean, I know you talked about it and worked on it, but to replicate in practice is almost impossible.
Yeah, you can't go stretch your kids for a few days and then put them back together. It's really hard. They're long and they're athletic. And, another thing is a lot of times, most of the time they have 4 seniors out there with a sophomore that has played a ton of basketball in her life, a lot of travel ball, started for 2 years. So, and then they bring 3 seniors off the bench. So that's another thing that, when you play together that long, you start to know where everybody's going to be. You start to know how fast or slow somebody is on rotation. You know how you need to make up for that or whatever. And it's really that's hard to replicate too. We're doing it with freshmen and they're doing it with seniors. So that's something that it's just part of it. That's just the way it is. I told the girls today after the game, about this game, and then talking about Edgewood a little bit. I said, evidently nobody had any seniors last year.
Yeah.
We're playing the same teams we played last year, except that we've changed a lot. So, but yeah, it's hard to replicate. They do a really nice job, and they're a heck of a team.
Yeah, they are. And, Coach, you got down a couple of times, made some nice runs to get back into this ball game, and just never could get to the point where you could get the lead and maybe put a little pressure on them and get them to think a little bit.
Yeah, we got it, within 1 or 2 a couple of times there in the first half, and, even had the ball coming out at halftime, I think. They had it. But anyway, yeah, you're right. We never had the ball with a chance to go up, which, may or may not have changed the game, but, we'll never know because it never happened. We never could get that score. But we, I told the girls, I said, we played 3 quarters of really, really good basketball. We really did against the top 5 team in the state, no question about it. I think they'll win 20 games and probably win their sectional. But unfortunately, the game of basketball is 4 quarters, and you got to finish the game. And we probably got a little bit tired. Not that they're a little bit deeper, but I don't think they really went much deeper than we did tonight. They didn't sub very much either. But we just we wore down a little bit, and really took its toll on us in the fourth quarter.
Well, another one of these games, Coach, where we talked about in the pregame playing a top-ranked team, and you said we played in 3 quarters. I remember back about a month ago when we were playing these teams, it was only about 2 quarters that you were able to hang. So the progress is being made.
It's definitely being made, and, talked to Coach Russell and Coach Gilbert afterwards, and they said, man, if you guys keep playing like that and keep getting better, you're going to win a lot of games. And, I keep telling the girls that we are getting better. We're shooting the ball a lot better, we had a little hiccup there for about 5 or 6 minutes where we struggled to score. But, overall, we're starting to hit shots. We're starting to do a lot of things. And you're right, it just went from 1 quarter to a couple quarters to 3 quarters. And, again, out of 9 teams, 6 of them have been ranked. We've only had 2 that weren't as 500 team, and then Southridge's not ranked, but they're about 6-3, 7-3, something like that. So we played some really good teams, and you haven't had much time to really to grow and be able to see it on the scoreboard. We've had to just do it with stats and showing things on film and stuff. So I think the girls realized it. The biggest thing tonight, I thought when it came down to the fourth quarter, you could really tell the difference between the seniors, the freshmen, and sophomores, because every loose ball they got, when the ball went up, and as soon as it hit the rim, they were crashing hard. And we were standing, we were a little slow, or we were a little timid at going and getting that loose ball because it might hurt, or, they might fall on us, or we might get a floor burn or whatever. Those seniors, they don't care. It's their last hurrah. They're going after it. And, when you're playing, like I say, a couple of times, we had 2 freshmen out there, or, a sophomore out there. It really shows, and I think that's a big thing. And, that will get better as the year goes on, hopefully. But that's another difference between, seniors and freshmen.
Well, you mentioned it too, Coach, a few minutes ago, another senior-dominated team that you're going to run into Saturday when you go over to Edgewood.
Yeah, and it'll be the same starting 5, same 2 kids coming off the bench. Nothing's different. It's kind of weird how it's worked this year. I mean, that'll be our 10th game, and honestly, probably 7 of the teams are pretty much the same team that we played last year, But it's, watching, we've got 3 films on them, so we've watched them a little bit. They're a solid team. I think they're 9-1, 8-1. Their beginning of the schedule is nowhere near ours, which most teams aren't. So the schedule, I don't want to say the record's deceiving, but, they definitely haven't played the teams we have. So we've seen some things on film that we think we can take advantage of. And, we did fine last year against them. So
yes.
we'll try to do a lot of those things. Again, that we're playing the same kids, so and see what happens. But the big thing is, we need to realize that, okay, we played 3 quarters against a top 5 team in the state. We hit a few more shots in the fourth quarter. It's going to be a lot different. By no means, that's what I told my coaches, went through the door. I said the most frustrating thing is everybody's going to see the scoreboard and be like, oh, man, he got blown out. No, it wasn't a 20-point game. It was 1 point at halftime. What was it, 8 at the end of the third quarter? And 7 or 8, something like that.
10. It's 35-25.
So, we were still right there, a couple bit possessions here or there early in that fourth. And, it's a whole different ball game. But they played a good game, and, had about a 6-minute stretch was really the difference of the game. So they outplayed us for about 6 minutes, and that really took over. So we got to figure out why that happened and try to make sure that doesn't happen on Saturday.
Well, I go on the road. Road's been kind of kind to us, Coach. We've won 2 on the road.
We are 2-0, and, our next 4 games, I think, are on the road at least. I'm not sure what we do after Christmas where we're at, but I know our next 4 with the tournament and everything. So we got a lot of road games. So if that's where we got to go, I mean, we're not going to host the sectionals, so we're going to be at Crawford for that. So maybe we just get used to winning on the road.
Yeah, next home game be January the 4th. That's hard to believe.
Yeah, that's a long ways away, yeah.
That it is. So we'll hopefully have a few wins to talk about in between there. Coach, thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you Saturday.
All right, thanks. I
You
appreciate
bet.
it.
Head Coach Donovan Cruz of the Paoli Rams. They fall here tonight, 49-29. We'll have more of the OC Eats post-game report. You're listening to Lady Rams basketball on Mix 95.3.
Paoli Health and Living is a senior living community that's not like the others. It's rich in history, a community landmark, and a place to call home. Get the care you need and deserve with Paoli Health and Living rehabilitation programs. Be unstoppable and take the guesswork out of therapy with their unique and personalized programs. And for residents needing extra care, the long-term care program is equipped with an expert team of nurses and therapists, dietitians, and dedicated certified nursing assistants. Learn more about the services available to you at Paoli Health and Living. Call 812-723-2595.
Craving your favorite meal, but don't want to leave the house? OC Eats has got you covered. We deliver from the best restaurants in West Baden, French Lick, and Paoli every day from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Whether you're in the mood for burgers, pizza, Chinese, Japanese, ice cream, or something else, we've got you covered. Just visit getoceats.com. That's GETOCEATS.com or call 812-653-7431 and we'll place the order for you. OC Eats, delivering happiness right to your door. We'll see you soon.
Rams fall in their first conference game of the season to number 5 Orleans by a final tonight, 49-29, as we continue with the OC Eats post-game report. We got everything through the team statistics. Let's take a quick rundown of the individual scoring tonight. Rams with 1 player in double figure, that being Jericho Hopper with 12, 7 for Lily Hall, 4 on the night for Kaylin Hannon, 2 apiece for Avery Cruz, as well as Addie Payton and Terriana Burkhead off the bench. Jay Walker, along with Jada Smith, saw action but did not score. Well, a big strength of this Orleans team is their balanced scoring, and once again, they have 3 players in double figures, led tonight by Chelsea Ralph with 14, 9 of those coming, though, in the second half of play. Make that rather 11 in the second half of play. Then Callie Alston with 11, 9 of those in the second half, and 11 for Miley Knight, but she had 9 of those in the first half, so they just kind of took over. When one kind of cooled off, another one stepped up and did the job, which is what a good team does. Cambry Klein, she had 5. 3 on the night for Adrian Abel, as well as Izzy Rutherford off the bench, and Savannah Russell. Brenna DeWeese, along with Alyssa Hall. Allie Wolf saw action along with Elizabeth Mahan, but did not score. At the end of one, the Dogs led at 12-7. The Rams pulled to within 1 at the half, 21-20. But then Orleans able to outscore Paoli 14-5 in the third quarter and 14-4 in the second to make it a 20-point ball game. As at 49-29, your final tonight on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard, as the Rams get outscored 28-9 in the second half of play. As we talked about with Coach Gilbert, his team continues their road swing here in this part of the December. As all total, they have 5 road games on the season. They've had 3 of them now. Up next, they will be at Trinity Lutheran on Saturday. It'll be a 1:30 tip-off for the varsity. And then Tuesday night on the road, another big conference showdown at West Washington against the Senators. As right now, West Washington 2-0 and Orleans 2-0 and West Washington 2-0 in a conference play. The only 2 teams undefeated here in the middle part of December in PLAC action. Tonight, with this win for the Orleans Bulldogs, as they have won back-to-back games against Paoli. Paoli, though, now 6 out of 11 out of the last 10 meetings over the last 20 years. Paoli holds the advantage by a margin of 14-7. For the Paoli Rams, up next for the Lady Rams, they will be on the road, as we talked about with Coach Donovan Cruz, at Edgewood to take on the Lady Mustangs. 11 o'clock JV, varsity at 12:30. We'll be on the air around 12:15 with our pregame from Edgewood High School on Saturday afternoon. As we close out the OC Eats postgame report, OC Eats delivering happiness right to your door. We'll see you soon. As we mentioned, Saturday afternoon, our next broadcast of Lady Rams basketball. For Bert and I, it'll be boys action tomorrow in PLAC play, as the Rams will be on the road to take on the West Washington Senators. JV at 6, varsity at 7:30. We'll be on there with our pregame around 7:15 from Tower Gymnasium. Here tonight at the Auxiliary Gymnasium at Paoli Junior Senior High School, a tight one at the half, 21-20. But Orleans with that big second half to get the separation and win it by 20 here tonight, 49-29. Bulldogs improved to 7-1, or make they're 8-1 on the season. They have a 6-game winning streak, 2-0 in PLAC play. The Rams fall to 2-7, snapping their 2-game winning streak, and now 0-1 in conference play. Leading the way again tonight for Orleans, Chelsea Ralph with 14, and Jericho Hopper with 12 for the Rams in the Bulldogs' 20-point victory here tonight. As always, I want to thank our great sponsors for allowing us to bring you high school basketball, not only tonight, but throughout the entire season. A big thank you and a great job, as always, by our engineer and producer, that being Melissa Wall, and most of all, thanks to you for listening. For Bert Pedigo, I'm Dave Dedrick. Again, your final tonight from the Auxiliary Gymnasium at Paoli Junior Senior High School on the Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James scoreboard, Orleans 49,